But months of war, previous sanctions and growing international isolation have pushed the pressure to another level. The numbers tell a brutal story. Since the war began, rice prices have reportedly risen by around 60%. Beef prices are more than 150% higher. And the International Monetary Fund is forecasting that Iran's economy could shrink by more than 5%. Imagine what means for an ordinary family. Every trip to the market costs more. Every saving loses value and the national currency continues to slide. In Tehran, people are reportedly lining up to buy US dollars, desperately trying to protect whatever savings they have left. One 73-year-old Iranian summed up the public mood bluntly. There is no hope for a deal and a peace. And now comes the next blow. The Trump administration is preparing another sanctions package, including possible secondary sanctions against countries that continue doing business with Iran. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has argued that the pressure campaign has pushed the Iranian economy into unprecedented distress. And there is another major development. The United Arab Emirates, traditionally one of Iran's biggest trading partners and a major source of imports, has
from Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
We had sent in a lot of loiter ammunitions at Sargodha, and Kirana Hills is about 10 kilometers north of Sargodha. So the loiter ammunition is looking for radars which are in around Sargodha, and it's got a lifetime, means time. It will loiter for about 2 hours, and once it doesn't find a target, then it comes down and hits somewhere. It must have come and hit, one of those hills.
Big Operation Sindhu revelations. Former CDS General Anil Chauhan confirms Indian Air Force striking Kirana Hills, a prime nuclear hub in Pakistan. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani opposes the upcoming event at Madison Square Garden chaired by RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat.
Pakistan has always been seeking security in pacts and alliances, and attack on any one country would be considered as an attack on Hezbollah. So I think that has got major security implications for India.
Former CDS Chauhan clarifies, unless Mecca Pact explicitly states it's not against India, it must be assumed that it's against India. Government fire truck being used to wash BJP MLA Ram Nivas Shah's private vehicle at his residence, raising serious questions over government resources misuse. Flash flood sweeps through Nepal's Rasuwa, damaging markets and hydropower projects and prompting authorities to warn communities downstream along the Trishuli River. 105 Indian tourists are missing. And the biggest exclusive on Republic from inside Pakistan's Adiala jail, Imran Khan's closest aide speaks to Republic TV. Good evening, welcome to Republic. I'm Ridhima. Top focus story on the Nepal floods. At least 105 Indian tourists are among 291 foreign nationals who are reportedly missing after the flash flood hit Nepal's Rasuwa area, as per Nepal Tourism Board. The pictures on the screen show the flash flood, according viewers to the preliminary details provided by tourism entrepreneurs. Those unaccounted for include 105 Indian nationals, 12 from the United Kingdom, 4 from South Africa, 17 from Malaysia, and 3 from US. 1 each from Australia and Netherlands have also been reportedly unaccounted for. These are deadly flash floods. The visuals can be seen on the screen. And there's breaking news coming in, viewers. Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath, has expressed concern over severe flooding in Nepal's Bhote Koshi river. He's prayed to Lord Pashupati for everyone's safety. He's also warning of a possible rise in the Gantak Narayani river levels in Maharganj and Kushinagar. He's directed local administration to stay fully alert and make all preparations. Listen in. And this is the big story coming in on the Nepal floods, where we've just seen the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Yogi Adityanath, try and make all the necessary arrangements and express concern over the Nepal floods. The Indian authorities also trying to ensure that in these floods, all the people who are unaccounted for, including 105 Indians, are rescued. I also want to tell our viewers, these are massive flash floods that hit Nepal. The rescue operations are on. Viewers, a big revelation has been made by former CDS Anil Chauhan on the inside details of Operation Sindoor. Speaking at Vimarsh, the event on Operation Sindoor and its aftermath at the Vivekananda International Foundation, Chauhan made astonishing revelations and said Indian loitering missions were sent to search for radars around Sargodha. He shared key insights on Operation Sindoor, India's military strategy, the decisions that shaped the operation, from revealing what Prime Minister Modi told CDS before the operations to explaining its 3 phases, India's preparedness and exit strategy. Chauhan details why India gained the upper hand. He discusses Pakistan's response, its difficulties in looking at the damages, and the key lessons that it withdrew from Operation Sindoor.
There was a small episode about what I think Air Marshal Bharti was asked, that Kirana Hills episode. I think I'll clarify this. At occasions, he's been asked whether Kirana Hills were hit or not. That's where their nuclear facilities are there. And with Bharti had rightly clarified that we did not target Kirana Hills. I can maybe given kind of an explanation. Before those strikes, we had sent in a lot of loiter ammunitions at Sargodha. And Kirana Hills is about 10 kilometers north of Sargodha. So the loiter ammunition is looking for radars which are in around Sargodha. And it's got a lifetime, means time. It will loiter for about 2 hours, and once it doesn't find a target, then it comes down and hits somewhere. It must have come and hit one of those hills. So that could be one of the reasons as to what people asked. Yes, because Pakistani media also showed some kind of images in which there was smoke coming out from Kirana Hills, and they were asking. Next is a new normal. You heard about this new normal, which the Prime Minister has said that there'll be talks and terror will not go together, blood and water will not flow together, will not tolerate cross-border terrorism, and will make no distinction between perpetrators and their handlers, and then will not be blackmailed or by nuclear blackmail.
And viewers, this is the big news coming in. India hit Kirana Hills. Major General Sudhakar ji is going to be joining me, strategic affairs and defense expert. But I want to tell you exactly what it means when we say that India hit Kirana Hills. It means this was one of the big setbacks that was given to Pakistan. He says, Anil Chauhan, CDS of that time had said, Kirana is where their nuclear facilities were. General Chauhan says loitering missions were seen to search for radars around Sargodha. Kirana itself says it must have come and hit one of those hills, he says. So very, very clearly, before those strikes, there was loitering missions at Sargodha that were seen. Kirana Hills is about 10 kilometers north of Sargodha, he says. Let me go across to my defense expert, Major General Sudhakar Ji, strategic affairs and defense expert who's joining us. Namaste, sir. The big question today, which we are asking, the former CDS now says the script says there were development proven early, Chinese involvement in Pakistan nukes was there. What evidence is clearly showing that Chinese involvement was also there in this?
Yeah, good afternoon. Thank you for taking me for your show. My take on the whole issue is it must be understood by the common public that there are some exchange of information about the sensitive installations that take place between India and Pakistan. This is with regard to the nuclear installations and the civilian nuclear facility as also the military ones. To the best of my research and study, Kirana Hill does not exist as a declared nuclear site as submitted by Pakistan. So if a stray loiter ammunition has gone and hit, what difference does it make? I think the Chief of Defence Staff, the former Chief of Defence Staff, he is entitled, reserved to make a statement on that issue. I think that's a very well-deserved answer. Now, coming to the central point of the question which you have asked, yes, it is quite possible. Rather, I would say that Chinese hand is very much was there. It is very much there now, even now. But it is important to understand what was existing in Kirana Hill. That is very, very important. They have had clandestine activities in 83. Pakistan has had clandestine and undeclared activities in 90s. And subsequently, they have had the cold testing process. That's a very unique and special kind of a test which is conducted under GAVs. So therefore, Pakistan has been carrying out very sensitive and undeclared tests close to Sargodha. And so therefore, even if a stray loiter ammunition has gone and hit, I think there is no harm. So I hope that answers your question, unless you have anything more specific to ask.
So the larger question that I also want to ask you then is, the former CDS, like you were mentioning, has also said India sent loitering missions around Sargodha. You were speaking about it. They were searching for radars. What does this also tell us about the intelligence that India had before the strikes, sir?
Well, being a retired veteran of a military man, I'll go by the official version which has come out till now. And we had a very senior Air Force officer, Air Marshal Bharti, who gave the statement. We never targeted Kirana. And if at all something has gone and hit, well, it is the explanation is given best by the former CDS. But having said that, let me also demystify or mystify a lot of hearsay which went up the air from Pakistan side. They showed a missile having gone and hit the mouth of a tunnel, and the fumes and the smoke which was emanating, and subsequently from the radar. You see, the fact remains, whether it is a missile or a stray loiter ammunition, Kirana has been hit inadvertently or advertently. I wish government of India had openly stated and made a remark that yes, we have hit it because that was under our scanner and target. But that is not true. The truth has been given out by the public servant who was in the uniform, and further been amplified and clarified by the former CDS, General Anil Chauhan. But in addition to that, all I would say is that Pakistan would have done better by having declared this particular site in the formal declaration, which takes place, to the best of my memory, sometime once in a year, maybe February or March. And there is no point hiding such things from the neighbor. If they keep hiding, if they retain the authority to hide, then the neighbor, in case of adverse situation, retains the authority to send unaccountable loiter ammunition going and hitting the tunnel. So this kind of game cannot go. It's not a cat and mouse kind of a game here. It's a very sensitive thing that they're dealing with. It will do good to Pakistan to come out in the open rather than helping them to create a situation to call the nuclear bluff. It is always better that Pakistan comes out on board and declares every such hidden kind of sensitive installations with India, so that next time a mishap of this nature, maybe inadvertently, does not take place. That is what is the matter.
Absolutely.
Which is important. Otherwise, it may create a mayhem. And if you remember, after the Kirana Hill was hit, Pakistan was absolutely in a melee, and there was an evacuation of large number of Pakistanis from the surrounding areas.
Yes.
And we are witness to the consignment of boron coming from all the way from Nile River.
Yes.
And one flight after another. So it's a very dangerous situation. It will not only put the people of Pakistan in serious danger, but also India, by virtue of being the easterly kind of a location, we also are vulnerable to get the western winds coming from Pakistan side. So both the countries would do well to put measures in place so that these kind of accidents are prevented.
And Major General Sudhakar ji, as I thank you for being with us, the big question also, Kirana Hills now tells us about India's military capabilities and the message India wanted to send to Pakistan. I thank you for being with us and giving us and enlightening us with that perspective. There is more breaking news coming in. We shift back focus to the Nepal floods, where at least, viewers, 105 Indian tourists are among the 291 foreign nationals reported missing after flash floods hit Nepal's Rasuwa area, as per the Nepal Tourism Board. We're showing you pictures. The cause of the flash floods remains unclear. The Nepal's flood forecasting division said it's unlikely to have been caused by heavy rain in Rasuwa. The satellite imagery shows the significant rainfall on the Tibetan side. And we've also had the UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath speak about how the borders are on high alert. Let me go across to my guest joining me on the story, Gajendra Budatkhoki, Nepal journalist who's joining us. गजेंद्र जी, मैं सिचुएशन ग्राउंड की आपसे जानना चाहती हूँ. कम से कम 400 लोग यहाँ पे मिसिंग हैं, 16 डेथ्स हो चुकी हैं, मैसिव फ्लैश फ्लड्स नेपाल में हुई हैं रसूवा एरिया में. कुछ बताइए हमें कि वहाँ पे ये डिजास्टर कैसे हुआ और अभी क्या वहाँ पे राइट नाउ क्या हो रहा है.
ये आपने जितना भी संख्या बताया है उतना ही मिसिंग नहीं है. ये किसी एमपी ने आज मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट पे पार्लियामेंट पे क्या बताया था कि तकरीबन 6 से 8,000 लोग अभी मिसिंग हैं, और इनमें से बहुत सारे जो आपने संख्या बताया वो सिर्फ फॉरेन 384 ये टूरिस्ट थे, और उनमें से 100 से 105 आपने 105 बताया, उससे ज्यादा एनआरआई भी थे, 37 एनआरआई भी थे. उनके साइड संख्या जो बता दे तो तकरीबन ये हो जाता है 140 से आसपास में आसपास के इंडियन और एनआरआई इसमें मिसिंग है. ये 2015 का जो नेपाल का जो अर्थक्वेक था, अर्थक्वेक के बाद में सबसे बड़ा प्राकृतिक प्रकोप है, नेचुरल डिजास्टर है. 6 से 7 जो सिटीज है, एस्टैब्लिश्ड सिटीज है, वो सिटीज टोटली डिवास्ट हो गए हैं. तकरीबन 3,000 से 4,000 फैमिली डिस्प्लेस हो गए हैं, और अभी तक नेपाल गवर्नमेंट ने कोई फॉर्मल इंफॉर्मेशन वो भी कलेक्ट कर रहा है, चूंकि 44 जो सिक्योरिटी पर्सनल्स है वो भी इनमें से मिसिंग है. इसीलिए नेपाल गवर्नमेंट भी अभी प्रिलिमिनरी एस्टिमेट्स में ही भर पड़ रही है. ये नेपाल के लिए इस 2015 की जो अर्थक्वेक थी उससे ज्यादा उससे बड़ी कहूंगा मैं, क्योंकि इसका एक ही इम्पैक्ट नहीं होगा, इससे फूड सिक्योरिटी का भी इम्पैक्ट पड़ेगा. तकरीबन 2 खरब आपका जो इंडियन कैलकुलेशन के विधि से बता देता तो 2000 करोड़ उससे ज्यादा हो जाएगा। 2 लाख करोड़, 2 लाख करोड़ से ज्यादा की भौतिक क्षति हुई है। 2 बिगेस्ट ब्रिजेस ढह गई है, उसमें से बहुत सारे गांवों का, बहुत सारे सिटीज का संपर्क टूट गई है। मेन हाईवे में अभी नेपाल गवर्नमेंट ने जो टीवी हाईवे बोलते हैं उसमें इसी वजह से अभी व्हीकल्स का आवागमन रोक दिया गया है। नेपाल गवर्नमेंट तदारुकता के साथ अभी रेस्क्यू में जुटी हुई है और अभी तक की अपडेट यही है।
और ये बहुत ही, मैं चाहूंगी गजेंद्र जी आप हमारे साथ रहें। व्यूअर्स, these are terrifying scenes that are coming from Rasuwa, Gandhi. There are devastating flash floods that we are seeing on the screen. He's correctly telling us, Gajendra ji, the Nepali journalist who's now joining us live on the story, that the numbers could be much more than we are seeing. We're only talking about the tourist numbers. The scale and the force of the flood is clearly terrifying, as we can see on the screens. And viewers, this is also very careful to understand where it actually started. So मैं गजेंद्र जी आपसे यही पूछना चाहूंगी, नेपाल के बोटे कोशी टिबेटन साइड एरिया में ये अलर्ट शुरू हुआ था त्रिशूली बेसन पे, बोटे कोशी से त्रिशूली, फिर नारायणी, फिर गंडक, और शायद ये बिहार की तरफ भी जा सकता है। अभी रेस्क्यू ऑपरेशंस अंडरवे हैं, आपने सरकार से बात की है, अभी वो क्या क्या रेस्क्यू रिहैबिलिटेशन की कोशिश कर रहे हैं?
अभी नेपाल के तीनों जो सिक्योरिटी एजेंसीज है, नेपाल पुलिस, सशस्त्र पुलिस, आर्म्ड पुलिस फोर्स एंड ये जो नेपाल आर्मी, तीनों को यूज किया गया है। और उसके बाद जो भी गवर्नमेंट का इंस्टीट्यूशन है, जो भी परिचालन कर सकते हैं, तीनों जिले का जो सीडीओ के मातहत में जो जितने भी गवर्नमेंट एजेंसीज है, सारे के सारे इसी रेस्क्यू और पुनर्स्थापना के अभी तो पहला प्रायोरिटी तो रेस्क्यू है। रेस्क्यू के बाद में दे आर कैरिंग टू काठमांडू और नियर बाय द हॉस्पिटल्स फॉर द ट्रीटमेंट। और अभी तक 100 से 36 से ज्यादा को काठमांडू लाया गया है उपचार के लिए और ट्रीटमेंट के लिए, पर इतना ही संख्या नहीं है। बहुत सारी क्षति हुई है। 2 मेजर सिटीज जो बेत्रावती बोलते हैं, जो त्रिशूली रिवर के किनारे में था, वो टोटली डिवास्ट हो गए हैं। उसमें कितने लोग थे, कितने लोग उसमें से मिसिंग है, अभी तक किसी को पता नहीं है। और जो धादिंग के दो और मेजर सिटीज है, वहां भी कोई बड़ी संख्या में हताहती हुई है। ये नेपाल गवर्नमेंट की तरफ से अभी जो रेस्क्यू का कार्य चल रहा है, मुझे लगता है शाम तक और या कल तक ही डिटेल आ जाएगी कि कितने लोग मिसिंग है, कितने लोग इसमें से अपने जान गंवा बैठे हैं, कितना क्षति हुआ है। पर ये तो जो मैंने पिछले बार भी कहा था कि 2015 का जो अर्थक्वेक था, अर्थक्वेक में तो सिर्फ भवनें ढही थी, 10,000 लोग का उनमें जान गई थी। यहाँ तो जान जाने की बात नहीं है, भवनें ढहने की बात नहीं है, ब्रिजेस ढहने की बात नहीं है। जो फ्लड आई है उससे सारा खेतों में ये भर गया है, गार्बेजेस भर गया है, उसमें से सारे प्रोडक्शन अब इम्पैक्ट होगा। और इससे नेपाल में ये तीनों जिले में अभी खाद्य संकट का भी, फूड सिक्योरिटी का भी बिगर इशू हो जाएगा। इसलिए नेपाल गवर्नमेंट अभी रेस्क्यू में जुट रही है। हम अपेक्षा करते हैं और हम सारे नेपाली नागरिकों, नेपाल गवर्नमेंट को भी थैंक्स बोलते हैं कि इन्होंने जो तदारुकता के साथ जो रेस्क्यू में अपना सारा शक्ति को, नेशनल फोर्स को यूज किया है। इसमें
जी, मैं चाहूंगी आप हमारे साथ बने रहें। I also want to say there is more breaking news coming in on the story, viewers. In view of the flood threat in Bihar due to the heavy rainfall in Nepal, Union Home Minister Amit Shah speaks to Bihar Chief Minister Samrat Chaudhary over the phone. The Home Minister assured the state government of all possible assistance to deal with the potential crisis. the National Disaster Response Force is being mobilized to deal with any emergency situation. So India is on alert. Just a short while ago, we saw a reaction coming in from Uttar Pradesh's Chief Minister, Yogi Adityanath. Let me go across to Saurav Yadav. He's joining us from Nepal. सौरभ, हमें बताइए कि क्या हो रहा है। बहुत ही डेविस्टेटिंग टेरिफाइंग विजुअल्स आ रहे हैं जो फ्लड फ्यूरी हिमालय में, नेपाल में देखी गई है। फ्लड्स ने बहुत सारे विलेजेस ही ड्राउन हो गए हैं।
जी, आपको हम बताएं, नेपाल का अभी अब तक का इतिहास में सबसे ज्यादा क्षति होने वाला ये बाढ़ का तबाह है। हम आपको जानकारी दे रहे हैं। ये अब तक 16 जना का डेट हो चुका है नेपाल में। 16 आर डेटेड इन नेपाल। उसके बाद हम आपको जानकारी देंगे भौतिक क्षति 2 खरब से ज्यादा। नेपाल का भौतिक पूर्वाधार मंत्री सुनील लम्साल ने हमको जानकारी दिया है 2 खरब से हाराहारी में से ज्यादा भौतिक क्षति हुआ है नेपाल में। 4 से 31 मेगावाट बिजली आयोजना जो है नेपाल में, जो विभिन्न का ठाम पे जो बिजली आयोजना है 4 से 31 मेगावाट, वो भी पूर्ण रूप में क्षतिग्रस्त हो चुका है। नेपाल के 29 पुल और 40 किलोमीटर सड़क जो नेपाल का राष्ट्रीय राजमार्ग का सड़क है, वो सहायक राजमार्ग का सड़क है, वो बाढ़ ने पूर्ण रूप से क्षत विध्वस्त कर दिया है। अब तक 16 जना की भी डेट हो चुका है। हम आपको जानकारी देता है रसुआ क्षेत्र में 3 से 84 पर्यटक संपर्क बीन हो चुका है, जो नेपाल के भी है, इंडियन भी है, ऑस्ट्रेलियन है, विभिन्न देश का जो पर्यटक नेपाल आते हैं वो भी संपर्क बीन हो चुका है। 3 से 84 पर्यटक जो नेपाल आए थे, गोसाईकुंड में गए हुए भी पर्यटक संपर्क बीन हो चुका है। आज नेपाल की संसद में सरकार ने क्या बोला है, भूकंप के बाद हिम पहिरो गएको प्रारंभिक सूचना छ। यो संसद में नेपाल के तरफ से बोला हुआ है। अब तक का लेटेस्ट अपडेट क्या है, प्रारंभिक जो हम लोग देख रहे हैं, लेटेस्ट अपडेट देख रहे हैं, 2000 आदमी मिसिंग है।
जी बिल्कुल। Saurav, thank you for giving us those details. We'll come back to you as well as Gajendra, who's also joining us on the top focus story. The big news coming in also, Home Minister Amit Shah speaks to the Bihar Chief Minister to ensure that any potential crisis is managed. Much more after a short break, where we get you more details of the most devastating floods that have been seen in Nepal.
जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूम देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है, स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
ايش عملتي ما عملتيش شيء يا حبيبتي.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ 8 मिनट में तैयार। क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Iran's economy is staring at a fresh shock. The Iranian rial has crashed to a new record low, hitting 2.02 million rial to $1 in market trading. And the timing is significant. Washington is preparing to unveil another round of sanctions, promising to tighten the economic screws on Tehran even further. Donald Trump has already declared on social media, Iran is completely collapsing. But here is the big question, is Iran really collapsing, or is Tehran using the Strait of Hormuz to run its economic weakness into global pressure point? For ordinary Iranians, the currency crash is not just number flashing on a trading screen. It is hitting the kitchen table, it is hitting savings, and it is hitting the cost of survival. Iran was already struggling with a double-digit inflation and negative economic growth before the latest phase of the conflict. But months of war, previous sanctions, and growing international isolation have pushed the pressure to another level. The numbers tell a brutal story. Since the war began, rice prices have reportedly risen by around 60%. Beef prices are more than 150% higher. And the International Monetary Fund is forecasting
Good evening, welcome to Republic. Our top focus story is the devastating floods in Nepal, the worst they have seen. Villages have been submerged. There are townships that are seeing a crisis. Several people have died. It's a top focus story that we're tracking right now. Helpline numbers coming in. India on guard. Our Home Minister also spoken to the Bihar Chief Minister to ensure all assistance. A look at our top headlines.
We had sent in a lot of loiter ammunitions at Sargodha, and Kirana Hills is about 10 kilometers north of Sargodha. So the loiter ammunition is looking for radars which are in around Sargodha, and it's got a lifetime, means time. It will loiter for about 2 hours, and once it doesn't find a target, then it comes down and hits somewhere. It must have come and hit, one of those hills.
Big Operation Sindhu revelations. Former Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan confirms Indian Air Force striking Kirana Hills, the prime nuclear hub in Pakistan. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani opposes the upcoming event at Madison Square Garden chaired by RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat.
Pakistan has always been seeking security in pacts and alliances, and attack on any one country would be considered an attack on either of them. So I think that has got major security implications for India.
Former CDS General Chauhan clarifies unless Mecca Pact explicitly states it's not against India, it must be assumed it is against India. Government fire trucks are being used to wash BJP MLA's private vehicle. There are questions being raised on government resources misuse. Our big headline, flash floods sweep through Nepal's Rasuwa, damaging markets and villages, hydropower projects. Authorities warn communities downstream along the Trishuli River, 105 tourist Indians missing. The biggest exclusive on Republic from inside Pakistan's Adiala jail. Imran Khan's closest aide speaks to Republic TV. Viewers, Nepal's devastating floods. At least 105 Indian tourists are among the 295 foreign nationals missing after flash floods hit Nepal's Rasuwa area, as Nepal Tourism Board had said this. According to the preliminary details provided by the tourism entrepreneurs, they are unaccounted for 105 Indian nationals, 12 from UK, 4 from South Africa and others. The sudden surge in the Bhote Koshi river struck the Rasuwa Timure area at around 9 a.m. local time. It affected Rasuwa as well as parts of neighbouring Nuvakot and Dhading districts. I want to go across to the reporters who are joining us on the story. We have Saurav and Gajendra joining us from Nepal. Saurav, we are showing you pictures of rescue operations underway. We're also now telling you the Indian government has said there will be help that will be sent right now. The army and the private helicopters are being mobilized in Nepal. Shelter, food and essential services are being prioritized. Villages have been hit there. Emergency numbers are coming out. There's power and telecom that's also hit. The big question here, where did this start? What are you picking up? Rescue और rehabilitation में आपको क्या सरकार अभी क्या कह रही है? उनकी मीटिंग चली है, अभी वो क्या-क्या स्टेप्स लेने वाले हैं?
आपने मुझे पूछा और
जी गजेंद्र जी, आपसे मैंने बात की।
जी, मेरा नाम गजेंद्र है। अभी नेपाल गवर्नमेंट ने जो ये 3 जिलाएं हैं, रसुआ, धादिङ, कि जो रसुआ, नुवाकोट और धादिङ, ये तीनों जिला को विपद संकटग्रस्त घोषणा कर दिया है और होम मिनिस्टर को सारे अथॉरिटी दे दिया है कि कैबिनेट ने जितने भी सिक्योरिटी मोबिलाइजेशन हो, जितने भी हेलीकॉप्टर्स मोबिलाइजेशन हो, प्राइवेट सेक्टर मोबिलाइजेशन हो, उनको सारा राइट्स दे दिया गया है। आपको अभी स्टैटिस्टिक्स अपडेट करा दूं, अभी तक 88 लोगों को हेलीकॉप्टर से उद्धार किया गया है। उनमें से 13 बहुत सारे जख्मी थे, उनके उपचार के लिए काठमांडू लाया गया है। 79 टोटल में 79 जो सिक्योरिटी पर्सन मिसिंग है। उसके दूसरा 26 बैंक स्टाफ्स जो रसुआगढ़ी के में थे, टिमुरे में थे, स्यापुरेबेसी में और बेत्रावती बाजारों में, ये 3 मेजर सिटीज जो टोटली डेवास्ट हो गया है, पूरी तरह से मिट्टी में मिल गया है। वहां कार्यरत, वहां के बैंकों में कार्यरत 8 बैंक का 26 स्टाफ्स भी मिसिंग है। और नेपाल गवर्नमेंट अभी इसके लिए जो रेस्क्यू के लिए जो जितने भी सोर्सेस चाहिए, और अभी ताजा खबर क्या मिला है कि नेपाल गवर्नमेंट ने एनजीओ, जो नेपाल के एनजीओ है 36,000 से ज्यादा है, रेड क्रॉस सहित सारे एनजीओ को मोबिलाइज करने के लिए बताया और निर्देश दिया गया है। जैसे आपने अभी कुछ देर पहले बताया था कि जो गंडक बाराज है उसमें नेपाल और इंडिया दोनों तरफ से पूरी सतर्कता है बरती गई।
Gajendra ji, I request you to just stay with us for a moment. I'm also going to go across to senior advocate from the Nepal Supreme Court, Mr. Dinesh Tripathi, who's joining us. But before that, viewers, I just want to play out this breaking news coming in. We've also been told that relief is being sent amid the major devastating floods in Nepal. India has sent relief to its neighboring country. It's a massive flood that's ravaging Nepal, and now India is sending relief to the country. This is the big news that we are breaking right now. As I'm getting guests here, remember, 8 already killed in the massive flash floods is what I'm told. I want to first come to get a sense also now from the senior advocate, Mr. Dinesh Tripathi, joining us from the Nepal Supreme Court. So these are the most devastating, deadly Nepal flash floods. What are you thinking now? Is the government coming out? What sort of relief and rehabilitation are they looking at?
So the government should need to work in a war footing, because it's an unprecedented crisis. It was never imagined that this level and crisis of this proportionate will happen in Nepal. So there is a serious environmental causes are there, but it took a large number of human lives, and infrastructure, and there is a huge loss of property. So there are several human settlements has been just swept away. Even the district headquarters, they have been swept away. There is approximately 1 dozen hydropowers. It has been totally damaged, and there is a large number of workers are there, staffs are there. They are all missing.
This is the damage that we are looking at very closely. We're being told the latest numbers coming in. Mr. Gajendra is also with us here. Gajendra ji, I then want to ask you.
And how to conduct the rescue operation in effective manner is a really huge, it's a very challenging job. It's one of the most challenging tasks before the government, because there is a road linkage has been totally cut off. Bridges are swept away. There is no road linkages to those affected area. Even the helicopters is very difficult to fly, and there is no place to land. And Nepal has not a large number of even the army is in a difficult situation, because army camps have been also affected by this.
Yes,
so it's really,
and Mr. Tripathi, I'm just interrupting you for a moment. I want you to be with us. Midbud Hoki, also the Nepal journalist, I want you both to be with us. There is a breaking news coming in, and I'm coming back to both of you. Viewers, the breaking news coming in view of the flood threat in Bihar due to the heavy rainfall and floods that have been seen in Nepal. Union Home Minister Amit Shah spoke to the Bihar Chief Minister Samrat Chaudhary over the phone. The Home Minister assured the state government of all possible assistance to deal with the potential crisis. NDRF is being mobilized to deal with the emergency situation. I want to go back to my guests on this. Mr. Gajendra, I am hearing, like you were telling us, many have been killed. There were 384 travelers also there. 291 people are missing. And like Mr. Tripathi is telling us, the government has swung into action, but this is a catastrophic flood. There have been power coms that have been swept away. There was no chance to escape for many. Villages have been swept away. बहुत ही गंभीर images आ रही हैं गजेंद्र जी नेपाल से.
आप लोगों का थोड़ा करेक्शन करा दूं. ये फ्लैश फ्लड नहीं है, ये मड फ्लड है, मड स्लाइड है. सारे के सारे मड स्लाइड के साथ में जो जितने भी डेब्रिज बह गया है भोटे कोशी से, जो आपने बताया था कि चाइना से उद्गम हुआ है. और आपको अभी आपने तो एक ब्रेकिंग बता दी, मैं भी दूसरा ब्रेकिंग बता दूं कि योगी आदित्यनाथ ने महाराजगंज और कुशीनगर के गंडक और नारायणी नदी जो इस फ्लड से ज्यादा इंपैक्ट होंगे, उन्होंने क्या कहा है कि ट्वीट करके कि दोनों नदियों में जलस्तर वृद्धि हो रहा है, इसमें बाढ़ की संभावना है और वहां के स्थानीय प्रशासन को पूर्ण सतर्कता बरतने और आवश्यक तैयारी सुनिश्चित करने के लिए उन्होंने निर्देशन दिया है. ये आपने जितने भी बताया कि नेपाल में हर साल हर 2 वर्ष के बाद में फ्लड्स की और ये जो मडस्लाइड्स की संकट आती रहती है, पर इस वक्त जिस तरह का ये संकट आया है नेपाल में, ये तो सारे डिकेड से मैं तो कहता हूं पिछले 6-7 डिकेडों में सबसे बड़ी इससे हताहती हुई है, इससे ज्यादा क्षति हुई है. और इसका आकलन तो अभी हम कर ही नहीं सकते, कितने लोग इसमें मिसिंग है, कितने लोग मारे गए हैं, कितना आपने आपसे
अभी पता होने की आप बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हैं. और जो आप कह रहे थे हमारे दर्शकों को, एक बार मैं ये ब्रेकिंग न्यूज कर भी दूं जो मैंने थोड़ी देर पहले की थी. व्यूअर्स, एज आवर गेस्ट आर विद अस, लेट मी टेल यू, Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh Yogi Adityanath has expressed concern over the flooding in Nepal's Bhote Koshi river, and he's also warned of possible rise in the Gandak Narayani river levels in Maharajganj and Kushinagar. He's directed already the local administration to stay fully alert and make all necessary preparations. This is the news that's also coming in as the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh expresses concerns over what's happening over the Nepal floods, but also says has already directions have been passed to the local administration because there are also possible rise in the Gantak Naraini river levels in Maharajganj and Kushinagar. I want to now, after this, go to Mr. Tripathi. Mr. Tripathi, what is the kind of assistance that is coming through now? In such situations, we always see relief and rehabilitation being done by the government and the army. So both have to work in tandem to ensure maximum people can be saved.
So first priority should be how to save the lives. That should be the first priority, because large number of people are looking for rescue. They are looking for help because they have been stranded in several places. So how to rescue them? That need to be the first priority, because at this point we cannot protect the properties. The first priorities need to be protect the human lives who are in a severe threat. So the large number of people who have been stranded, and it requires large number of helicopters, because it's not possible to because there is no road connection is there, and because the road is totally damaged and bridges are totally swept away, so you cannot reach through the roads. So there is no road leakages. So and it has to be a coordinated effort need to be there, and the capacity of the state is very limited to carry out this kind of operation, rescue operation. So the neighboring country, particularly India, the help is very important at this point, because India can help in this situation, because this is a time of crisis, and there has to be how it could be, in a best coordinated manner. How can the coordinated rescue operation can be done? So the first step need to be rescue operation. Rehabilitation and relief program shall be the next step, and the people who've been rescued, how to put them into the safe places, and how to provide them a medical assistance, how to provide them a shelter. That is also is critically important. So at this point, only the coordinated and effective rescue operation is the need of the hour, and state has to redouble its effort. Friend like India can also help in this regard, because in this unprecedented crisis is happening in Nepal, and even 3-4 districts are heavily affected by this. Even district headquarters has been totally submerged, totally swept away by this.
And Mr. Tripathi, I'm just once again sorry to interrupt you, but I'm going to go and get the latest news coming in. Viewers, the breaking news also coming in. Nepal Prime Minister Balendra Shah has also called a meeting of the National Council for Disaster Risk Reduction and Management regarding the flood that has occurred in Rasuwa this morning. In the meeting that we have pictures of, and I'm going to put them on our screen, meeting held recently at the office of the Prime Minister and Council of Ministers in Singha Durbar, a briefing was given on the details of the damage caused by the flood, and the Prime Minister has also said all stakeholders should know the next steps, should be ready with the next steps. He's also requested everyone to work with rescue, search and relief of the affected citizens in the flood affected areas from their places and the time of disaster. And I'm also getting you more breaking news coming in, because this is the question that we were looking at, viewers. The Nepal Army, we have visuals of that which we're going to put out. Nepal Army assist and rescue operations continue in the flood affected area with the flood affected people. These are the visuals that have come in of the Nepal Army that is working now round the clock to ensure that maximum people can be rescued from these flood affected areas. I want to speak over these visuals, and I'd also like to keep those visuals on the screen and go back to Gajendra ji. Gajendra ji, थोड़ी देर पहले आप बता रहे थे कितना ये devastating attack है. India already has extended support. Massive floods ने ravage कर दिया है बहुत सारे हिस्सों को नेपाल में. अब कुछ मदद मिल रही है नेपाल आर्मी से. नेपाल के प्रधानमंत्री ने भी इसके बारे में बात की है.
ये अभी का मीटिंग नहीं है। कल सुबह कल सुबह ही जब ये डिवास्टेटिंग ये जो प्राकृतिक प्रकोप हुआ था उसके बाद में ये NDRNA का मीटिंग हुआ था। आपको अभी एक अपडेट बता दूं। अभी एक अपडेट क्या है कि नेपाल का जो डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ वेदर है उसने अपनी चाइनीज काउंटर पार्ट के साथ अभी लाइव मीटिंग किया है, जो मीटिंग किया है। ये भी लास्ट ईयर भी इसी तरह का फ्लैश फ्लड जो चाइना की जो तिब्बत से उद्गम होकर आई थी उसमें से कुछ बड़ी क्षति हुई थी। और उसके बाद इस साल बहुत ही प्रधानमंत्री को मैं थैंक बोलना चाहूंगा कि उनका जो सक्रियता के बाद में नेपाल के डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ वेदर ने चाइना के अपने काउंटर पार्ट से मीटिंग किया है। और चाइनीज काउंटर पार्ट ने क्या बोला है कि अब जितने भी इस तरह का जो हादसा है होता ही है जो मौसम के कारण से उत्पन्न होता है उनका सूचना ज्यादा से ज्यादा पहले ही क्विक रिस्पांस के तहत नेपाल को दे दिया जाएगा, उन्होंने बताया। और आपको दूसरी चिंता की बात बता दूं, नेपाल वेदर जो डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ वेदर है उन्होंने एक ट्वीट किया है कि जो नेपाल में अभी जो ये फ्लैश फ्लड है उसके बाद में अभी ह्यूज ज्यादा बादल की गतिविधि देखने को मिला है ये उत्तर तिब्बत की ओर में से। और अगर वहां पे फिर से कोई बड़ी बरसात हो जाएगी तो एक अभी भी एक जो लेक है वहां भ्रष्ट होने के कागर पे है। अगर बड़ा वो बरसात हो गई तो फिर से दूसरा कोई हादसा हो सकने की जोखिम भी है। इसी तरह से डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ वेदर ने वार्निंग जारी किया है। ये आपको ये दो अपडेट बता दूं
जी। एंड आई वांट टू स्टे विद आवर गेस्ट मिस्टर Tripathi is also continuing to be with us. This is the top story, the Himalayan horror that we are seeing unfolding, and several people who tried to escape, Mr. Tripathi, the deadly Nepal flash floods, they could not. The images of the devastating impact are clear. The Nepal government has swung into action. The Indian government has already said they're sending assistance there. Extensive damage has been there. Several people are missing. What is the need of the hour right now?
So the need of the hour is we need coordinated and effective rescue operation. This is one of the unprecedented humanitarian crises. At this point of crisis, all the national and international, particularly from the neighboring country, we need a massive assistance at this point. Because without in order to in order to address this humanitarian crisis, coordinated effort, concerted effort is the need of the hour. And Nepal is trying its best to address this situation, but the situation is out of hand because the level of crisis, the level of devastation is unprecedented. Even it's beyond the imagination. Nepal's security force it was not prepared this level of crisis. It was there is a lack of capacity as well. So, but at this point, the first priority is there are large number of people who are missing. There are large number of people who are waiting their rescue. So the first priority should be how to rescue the people who are stranded in several places and how to put them into the safe place. And there are so many pilgrimage, the buses that are also missing. Even the police personnel, there are also large number of police personnel, government officials, they are also missing. So how you can carry out effective and coordinated rescue operation? So that has to be because in the humanitarian crisis, the first priority should be how to save the life. every life count.
I
So
completely
people's life-
agree with you, Mr. Tripathi and Gajendraji, for both of you joining us. India extends its support to our neighboring country. We're going to come back to this top focus story. And Gajendraji, I'll come back to you. We're back after a short break. Okay, sure. Go ahead.
I will believe, but I will give you a breaking news for Indian viewers. The Embassy of India just issued a 2 hotline numbers. Please note it down or scroll down 98513.
Yeah, it's already, sir, we already have the numbers on our screen. We were looking at them. We've already got them. Thank you for that. But my prayers and wishes for the people of Nepal. India is offering its assistance. This is the top focus story, which we are back with after a short break. Devastating floods in Nepal. Much more on that. Stay with us.
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
I wake up wearing someone else again. Don't let it slip. I'm losing control. I don't wanna be safe anymore. Underneath, there's a
Finding myself. That's my moment of Sarah.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट, ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
ايش عملتي؟ ما عملتيش شيء يا حبيبتي.
ايوه بعض كده
واحد يقول لك ثاني يا اولاد الشمس.
رموا 4 صواريخ وهذا الدمار كله بسبب الصواريخ هذول.
ايش صار في النازحين والخيم؟
النازحين وممتلكات، هي ممتلكات وهانه ونازحين للاسف كلهم اتدمروا. للاسف الحين هم بلا مأوى. هم هالوقت بلا مكان يروحوا يقعدوا له. هم الحين بفكروا كيف يستقروا، كيف يروحوا لمكان آمن ثاني او كيف يستقروا في هذا المكان. بدنا نعيش بامان، بدنا نعيش بحياتنا. بدنا نحس هاي بيت، هاي
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो बंटवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
Iran's economy is staring at a fresh shock. The Iranian rial has crashed to a new record low, hitting 2.02 million rial to $1 in market trading. And the timing is significant. Washington is preparing to unveil another round of sanctions, promising to tighten the economic screws on Tehran even further. Donald Trump has already declared on social media, Iran is completely collapsing. But here is the big question, is Iran really collapsing, or is Tehran using the Strait of Hormuz to run its economic weakness into global pressure point? For ordinary Iranians, the currency crash is not just number flashing on a trading screen. It is hitting the kitchen table, it is hitting savings, and it is hitting the cost of survival. Iran was already struggling with a double-digit inflation and negative economic growth before the latest phase of the conflict. But months of war, previous sanctions, and growing international isolation have pushed the pressure to another level. The numbers tell a brutal story. Since the war began, rice prices have reportedly risen by around 60%. Beef prices are more than 150% higher. And the International Monetary Fund is forecasting that Iran's economy could shrink.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Flash floods sweep through Nepal's Rasuwa, damaging markets and hydropower projects and prompting authorities to warn communities downstream along the Trishuli River. 105 Indian tourists also missing. Home Minister Amit Shah speaks to Bihar Chief Minister Samrat Chaudhary amid deadly Nepal floods, assured the state of all possible assistance.
We had sent in a lot of loiter ammunitions at Sargodha, and Kirana Hills is about 10 kilometers north of Sargodha. So the loiter ammunition is looking for radars which are in around Sargodha, and it's got a lifetime, means time. It will loiter for about 2 hours, and once it doesn't find a target, then it comes down and hits somewhere. It must have come and hit, one of those hills.
Revelation on Operation Sindoor. The Kirana Hills truth is out. Former Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan confirms Indian Air Force struck Kirana Hills, the prime nuclear hub of Pakistan. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani opposes the event at Madison Square Garden chaired by RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat, targets Bhagwat.
Pakistan has always been seeking security in pacts and alliances, and attack on any one country would be considered as an attack on either of them. So I think that has got major security implications for India.
Former Chief of Defence Staff General Chauhan clarifies that unless Mecca Pact explicitly states that it is not against India, it must be assumed that it is against India. It's the biggest exclusive on Republic TV from inside Pakistan's Adiala jail. Imran Khan's closest aide speaks to Republic TV. A very warm welcome. We was watching Republic TV. I'm Rakshita Mishra with you. And the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, has spoken to Nepalese Prime Minister Balen Shah and conveyed his condolences on the loss of lives due to the floods, the severe flooding in Nepal that has claimed several lives, many others missing. In fact, 105 Indians are also missing. PM Modi also extended all possible humanitarian assistance and relief. Government of India sources tell us that India is sending aid to Nepal for the floods, for flood relief operations. You can see the severity of the flash floods and how the rescue operations are underway right now. And India will also be sending relief material to Nepal. And that is the breaking news we have right now. It's a horrible situation there. We was in Nepal. If you see the fury of the floods in Nepal, which has also affected the bordering state of India, Bihar. Bihar is on high alert, and flood is expected to hit, the flood water is expected to hit Bihar also this evening. So preparations are being made on that as well. And we have Senior Advocate, Supreme Court of Nepal, Mr. Ditesh Tripathi, joining us on the broadcast for more. Mr. Tripathi, thank you so much for speaking to Republic TV at this hour. If you could just surprise us with the situation, sir, as you're live from Kathmandu.
Yes.
So if you could just tell us what is the situation like, how severe this flood is, and an update as to how many people have been trapped and affected.
This is an unprecedented humanitarian crisis which happened in Nepal. It took large number of precious lives and large number of and huge destruction of property, infrastructure, multiple human settlements has been totally devastated. A large number of hydropower projects has been totally destroyed, and roads and bridges are totally damaged and destroyed, and large number of people are waiting to be rescued. They are in a very desperate situation. There is a lack of effective response, humanitarian response. Government is there is a total chaotic situation, and government is also confused how to respond, how to carry out effective humanitarian operation at this point of humanitarian crisis. So situation is a very difficult, it's very problematic, and the crisis is there, and so it's really a heartbreaking situation. More than police personnel, they are also missing. Pilgrimages are also missing. The whole human settlement has been swept away, and even the district headquarters, there is a missing link between the police headquarters, police, large number of military personnel and police personnel are also missing. This point, Indian tourist pilgrimages are also missing. Tourist buses are also missing. A lot of pedestrian who are they are also missing. So it's really it's a devastating, heartbreaking situation here in Nepal. 3-4 districts have been severely affected, like Rasuwa, Dharing, in Nuwakot. These are heavily affected districts, and there is because the flood has come to the Bhote Koshi from the Tibet, and like settlement like Bidur, settlement like Timure, Dhunche Besi, Sapru Besi, all it is swept away. So at this point, it's hard to imagine what is the exact number of human casualty. At this point, it is hard to calculate, but it's a huge. The number is huge. It is it is one of the most unprecedented crisis in the contemporary Nepal, and how to deal with the situation is really problematic. We have a limited number of helicopters. Helipads are also served away. So how to land helicopters? That's also problematic. Roads linkages are totally breakdown. Bridges are swept away. So it's hard to carry out the rescue operation. The first priority should be how to save the precious human life, and then how to carry out effective and coordinated rescue operation at this point of time. That has to be the number one priority. So India has also shown its willingness to help in this humanitarian crisis. That's a very positive gesture from Indian side, because at this point of crisis, humanitarian crisis, there has to be coordinated, concerted, and effective rescue operation is the need of the hour. So it's not happen automatically. It required a lot of coordinated actions. So from the Nepal side also, Nepali military personnel, police personnel, and armed police force, they also in a concerted, coordinated manner, they need to carry out rescue operation. So first priority should be carry out the rescue operation, and how to put them into the safe places, how to provide them food, shelter, and medical assistance. So that's the immediate requirement at this point of time.
Devastating.
Yes.
Right. It's completely devastating, sir. Just stay with us. We're just showing those visuals out from different locations of Nepal, where we've seen the severity of the situation. You can see how this sudden surge actually sweeps away villages, it sweeps away houses. We've seen buildings collapsing like a pack of cards. And in the meantime, we're getting in breaking updates. Prime Minister has spoken to Nepalese Prime Minister Balin Shah, his Nepalese counterpart. And you see this fresh visual coming in. Tragically devastating visual. Tragically dramatic visual. The building just vanishes in this surge of water, surge of flow of water that is extremely furious, sweeps away everything. This is the situation, viewers. And as Mr. Pratyabhati was telling us, it is unprecedented. We've seen tragedy, the Nepal earthquake killed thousands. Now we see this flash flood where at least 105 Indians are missing is what we know so far. India extending all possible support to Nepal. And these are floods ravaging Nepal. 105 Indian tourists are missing. Sir, Mr. Tripathi. Mr. Tripathi, well, what we understand is that even there are many tourists, foreigners who are also missing from different countries. Maximum number from India, of course, the neighboring country. The Indian embassy is in touch for rescue operations as well. And there's also a threat in the bordering state of Nepal as well. I beg your pardon, neighboring state of Bihar as well. Mr. Tripathi. We have lost the connection with Mr. Dinesh Tripathi from Nepal. We'll just play out more visuals, viewers, in the meantime, as we see this different locations which have witnessed this flood fury, deadly floods there in Nepal. And as you see, yes, Mr. Tripathi.
Yeah, multiple human settlement has been damaged, and it is hard to, imagine the exact number of human casualty at this point, because there is no proper data, and there is no mechanism to, to calculate the exact number, exact casualty. Since it happens all of a sudden, even the Department of Weather could not foresee it, and so there was no prior warning and nothing. and so there was no preparedness at the part of local population, and even the Chinese side also, Tibet side also, there is a huge devastation, because I saw the visuals that the custom office has been totally swept away, and now all the transportation has been stopped. Telephones has been also landlines also disrupted, so there is no proper communication channels. So there is a total breakdown of the administration and the situation over there. So it's really it's a really huge and unprecedented humanitarian crisis. And how to deal with this situation, Nepal need to think and mobilize all its resources, all these resources at this point to save the lives of the population, lives of the people. At this point, there has to be, there is a special unit in Nepal Army, Armed Police Force, and Police Force. They need to, mobilize in a very coordinated manner and concerted manner, and only we can save the lives of the people. There is no road connection, and we see several clippings that people are asking help to save their life. So it's really heartbreaking situation there, and so at this point, effective humanitarian intervention is a need of the hour.
Right, sir. Mr. Sabrathe, we also have Nimesh Jha, journalist from Nepal, joining us on the broadcast. We also have my colleague Raghavendra joining us. Raghavendra, हम देख रहे हैं बिहार में और उत्तर प्रदेश में भी जो भी नेपाल से सटे हुए राज्य हैं उनमें अलर्ट जारी किया गया है। क्या कुछ कदम उठाए जा रहे हैं? क्या कोई एक समय है जो बताया जा रहा है जहां संभावना है कि ये जो पानी है वो भारत के राज्यों की तरफ भी बढ़ सकता है?
बिल्कुल, देखिए नेपाल जो है वो ऊंचाई पर है, भारत तो जो सीमाएं हैं वो नीचे हैं, तो जाहिर सी बात है ऊपर से जो भी नदियां उफान पे हो रही हैं या लैंडस्लाइड की समस्या आ रही है तो वो उसका प्रभाव भारत में पड़ रहा है। जैसा कि उत्तर प्रदेश के 7 जिले जो हैं वो नेपाल की सीमा पर हैं, साथ ही बिहार लगा हुआ है, बिहार के बाद उधर उत्तराखंड है और भी कुछ राज्य हैं जिनकी छोटी छोटी सीमाएं लगती हैं। तो ऐसे में एक बहुत बड़ा क्षेत्र है जो नेपाल और भारत से डायरेक्ट संपर्क में है। तो ऐसे में वहां जो भी स्थिति बाढ़ की हो रही है उससे भारत की नदियां प्रभावित हो रही हैं, जो लोग नदियों के किनारे रह रहे हैं वह प्रभावित हो रहे हैं। ऐसे में मुख्यमंत्री योगी आदित्यनाथ का एक मैसेज भी आया है, उन्होंने कहा कि सीमा पर लोग अलर्ट रहें, भारत के लोग जो है नेपाल इस समय न जाएं, और जो भी इससे जुड़े हुए जो एजेंसी है जो कहीं न कहीं राहत बचाव का काम करती है उसको अलर्ट पे रहने के लिए बोला गया है। तो कहीं न कहीं मुख्यमंत्री ने एक निर्देश दे दिया है, मैसेज दे दिया है कि सब लोग अलर्ट पे रहें, और नेपाल में जो इस समय प्राकृतिक जो आपदा है वो आ रही है और जिस तरह से वहां पर अचानक लैंडस्लाइड होती है, जिस तरह से वहां पर बाढ़ आती है, कितने लोग लापता हैं, अभी भी उनको रेस्क्यू भी किया जा रहा है, ढूंढा भी जा रहा है। तो कहीं न कहीं इस विषय को लेकर के भारत बिल्कुल गंभीर है। सीमावर्ती जो राज्य हैं, जो जिले हैं, वहां भी इस समय अलर्ट जारी हुआ है। तो कहीं न कहीं भारत इसको लेकर बहुत ही अपनी चीजों को सुदृढ़ रखना चाह रहा है कि जो भारत के लोग हैं वो कहीं न कहीं इस बाढ़ की चपेट में, इस प्राकृतिक आपदा की चपेट में ना आए।
जी, and just stay with us, Raghavendra. We also have Nimesh Jha from Nepal joining us. Nimesh, what is the situation right now? As we speak, we see that the flood fury has ravaged several locations, especially alongside the border.
देखिए, सिचुएशन अभी भी वैसे ही है, बहुत भयावह स्थिति है और धीरे धीरे जानकारी आ रही है। अभी तक लेटेस्ट न्यूज क्या है कि 18 शव बरामद हो चुका है विभिन्न जगह पर, खास करके इफेक्टेड 3 डिस्ट्रिक्ट है, रसुआ, नुआकोट और धादी। तीनों जिले मिलाकर 18 शव को अभी बरामद किया गया, मिला हुआ है और इसमें अभी भी रेस्क्यू और सर्च का काम चल रहा है। नेपाल आर्मी तदारक के साथ काम कर रही है और इसमें प्रधानमंत्री का भी इंस्ट्रक्शन जा चुका है पार्लियामेंट में भी होम मिनिस्टर और फॉरेन मिनिस्टर ने बता दिया है। और इसमें अब क्या है कि पॉलिटिकल पार्टी का भी एक स्टेटमेंट आया हुआ है कि ये जो नेशनल डिजास्टर है इसको मिलजुल कर हम लोगों को सामना करना है। अभी फिलहाल यही जानकारी है। और एक और जानकारी है कि 384 पर्यटक जो रसुआ जिले के गोसाई कुंड एक तीर्थ जगह है वहां पर गए हुए थे, और भी कुछ वहां पर जो पर्यटकीय स्थल है वहां पर जो गए थे, 384 पर्यटक जो अभी लापता है उन लोगों का कैसा क्या है कुछ जानकारी नहीं मिला हुआ है। और एक बात और सामने आई है कि 280 कंटेनर रसुआ जिला जो है ना, चीन का जो तिब्बत एरिया है उनके बॉर्डर एरिया है, रसुआ जिले चीन और तिब्बत और चीन का जो बॉर्डर है वहां पर कस्टम ऑफिस है, वहां पर 280 कंटेनर जो है वो बाढ़ में चला गया है। और 300 से ज्यादा जो गाड़ी था जो इंपोर्ट होकर चाइना से इंपोर्ट होकर नेपाल आ रहा था, नया गाड़ी, वो भी बाढ़ में बह गया है। अभी तक लेटेस्ट जानकारी यही है। और इसमें ये बाढ़ आने के बाद अंतर्राष्ट्रीय सहयोग का भी घोषणा हो चुका है। भारत और चीन ने भी नेपाल के फॉरेन मिनिस्टर से बात करके क्या चाहिए वो आप लोगों को किस तरह का ऐड चाहिए वो भी उस विषय में बातचीत हुई है। और वर्ल्ड बैंक जो 25 अरब का सहयोग देने का घोषणा कर चुका है।
हाँ निमेश जी, इसको जो कि कहा जा रहा है कि बहुत अचानक से ये हुआ कि कोई इसकी ऐसी प्रेडिक्शन भी नहीं थी, क्या इसको हैवी रेन्स की वजह से नहीं हुआ है? क्योंकि अगर ऐसे में जब ऐसी बारिश होती है, भारी बरसात होती है तो कहीं ना कहीं अलर्ट जारी भी होता है, तो क्या कारण बताया जा रहा है इस फ्लैश फ्लड का?
देखिए, इसका एक ही कारण अभी तक जो सामने आई हुआ है, जो ग्लेशियर ब्लास्ट के वजह से हुआ है, अभी एक अनुमान किया जा रहा है। क्योंकि जो इफेक्टेड एरिया है उसमें भी हैवी रेन नहीं हुआ है, 2-4 दिन से वहां पर हैवी रेन नहीं हुआ है। तो जो तिब्बत जो है, जो बॉर्डर एरिया है रसुआ जिला का, उस एरिया में भी हैवी रेन नहीं हुआ है। तो इसीलिए अचानक से बाढ़ आना, हैवी रेन नहीं होने के बावजूद भी अचानक से बाढ़ आने का अर्थ यही हुआ है, ये होता है कि जो वहां पर ग्लेशियर ब्लास्ट होना चाहिए। तो अभी अनुमान इसी बात से कर रहा है कि वहां पर ग्लेशियर ब्लास्ट होने के बाद जो हिमताल बोला जाता है, तो हिमताल भ्रष्ट हो चुका होगा और इसी वजह से वहां से पानी जो है अपने रास्ते, पानी का जो ह्यूज अमाउंट जो है वो आया होगा। तो अभी तक यही अनुमान है, लेकिन एक्चुअल रीजन, एक्चुअल कारण अभी भी पता नहीं लगा हुआ है। और एक बात ये सामने आई हुई है कि नेपाल का जो जियोलॉजिस्ट है और जो मेट्रोलॉजिस्ट है, वो भी चाइना के जियोलॉजिस्ट और मेट्रोलॉजिस्ट से बातचीत कर रहे हैं, जो एक्चुअल कारण वहां पर किया हुआ है। और एक बात नोटिस में क्या आया हुआ है कि जो ग्लेशियर था वो अभी भी पूर्ण रूप से फटा नहीं हुआ है, तो उसका फिर से फटने का चांस और भी है, जोखिम और भी है, और बाढ़ आने का संभावना और भी है। तो ये होगा नहीं होगा, कैसे होगा, कब होगा, कुछ भी नहीं इसमें बता सकते हैं।
तो इवैक्यूएशन में लोगों को वहां से निकालने में भी काफी दिक्कतें आ रही होंगी। Okay, we seem to have lost that network. I think he has lost that network with Nimesh Chaji, who is in Nepal. We'll just try and reconnect there. But Mr. Tripathi, well, this is, the journalist from Nepal was telling us that it could be a glacier that has caused this flash flood. Nepalese Foreign Minister, Mr. Tripathi, the Nepalese Foreign Minister earlier had cited reports by local media an earthquake could have triggered this avalanche, but clearly we see that it's very, very challenging, the situation, even if there was no heavy rainfall, with the fact that evacuation becomes very different, and even the hunt for those who are missing, which is in hundreds.
Actually, there was no rainfall in Nepal. This flood came from the Tibet side, China side. There are several possibilities. Even there is no report that there was a heavy rainfall in Tibet or China. So the one possibility that there is a blast of glaciers. So which resulted into this kind of humanitarian catastrophe, human death and destruction of property. So there has to be some, joint study is required at this point. What was the causes? So, and how we can, avoid this kind of situation in the future. What kind of preparedness is required? What kind of how to build early warning system? Because there was no any early warnings. So it happens, suddenly. So nobody was prepared. Otherwise, several lives had been, saved. But there was no such early warning system. It was not predicted that this kind of situation is going to happen. This kind of massive flood is going to happen. And the Bhote Koshi is going to be flooded by the blast of Glacier or whatever. So it's really it's a difficult situation. So I think there has to be, China, Nepal, India. There has to be some kind of, joint study team or something like that need at the hour. Because this kind of situation, it is also going to affect India also. If there is a heavy flood in Nepal, it is also going to into the Indian rivers and China also. So how in the future we can avoid this kind of situation? How there is a foolproof security mechanism, so you can the lives of the population can be saved. And because there is a human settlement is exactly in the bank of the rivers, so there is a rethinking need to be done, so that this kind of human settlement the human settlement need to be relocated in the safe places, in the high altitude rather than the river bank. So there has to be a comprehensive review of the situation, and for the future what kind of preparedness can be made, and within the Department of State, even in the army, in the police, armed police, there has to be some specialized unit to deal with this kind of situation. It also need to be set up.
All right. Mr. Tripathi, appreciate you joining us on Republic TV at this moment and sharing us this information on the situation, the devastating floods in Nepal. As we closely track the situation, viewers will step into a very, very short break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more.
रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग बना रहे बोझ पेंट्स रंग बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग 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 बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग 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 बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे रंग 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 बना रहे बोझ पेंट्स रंग बना रहे
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट
क्या बात है स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट
हनी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला
ايش عملتي؟ ما عملتيش شيء يا حبيبتي
رموا 4 صواريخ، وهذا الدمار كله بسبب الصواريخ هذول.
ايش صار في النازحين والخيم؟
النازحين وممتلكات، هي ممتلكات وهانة ونازحين للأسف كلهم اتدمروا. للأسف العين هم بلا مأوى، هم الوقت بلا مكان يروحوا يقعدوا له. هم الحين بفكروا كيف يستقروا، كيف يروحوا لمكان آمن ثاني، أو كيف يستقروا في هذا المكان. بدنا نعيش بأمان، بدنا نعيش بحياتنا، بدنا نحس. هاي بيت شايفين كيف؟ هاي هذا البيت تدمر واحنا واقفين وبنتكلم بسبب القصف اللي كان قبل شويه.
بين الطفل بتاكل، يجيها طلق في ظهرها يقتلها، طلق يجيها في ظهرها يقتلها على المطرح ماتت البنت. بنت صغيرة 10 سنين عمرها، ما عملتش ولا حاجة.
Iran's economy is staring at a fresh shock. The Iranian rial has crashed to a new record low, hitting 2.02 million rial to $1 in market trading. And the timing is significant. Washington is preparing to.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Flash floods in Nepal, houses, buildings swept away, damaging markets, hydropower projects, prompting authorities to warn communities downstream along the Trishuli River. 105 Indian tourists missing. PM Modi speaks to Nepalese counterpart Balain Shah amid the Nepal floods, assures humanitarian assistance and support to the neighbouring country. Big revelation on Operation Sindoor by the former Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan. He confirms the Indian Air Force struck Kirana Hills, prime nuclear hub of Pakistan. New York City Mayor Zohran Mamdani opposes the upcoming RSS event at Madison Square Garden, which will have the RSS chief Mohan Bhagwat. Former CDS General Chauhan clarifies that unless Mecca Pact explicitly states that it is not against India, it must be assumed that it is against India. It's the biggest exclusive on Republic TV today. From inside Pakistan's Adiala jail, Imran Khan's closest aide speaks to Republic TV.
Good evening, welcome to Republic. Our top focus continues to be on the massive destruction and devastation that has been caused by the flash floods that have hit Nepal. At least 105 Indian tourists have now been among the 391 who've been missing. The foreign nationals reported missing after flash floods hit Nepal's Rasuwa area, as Power Nepal Tourism Board has said. According to the preliminary reports that are coming in right now, details are being provided about the number of people who have been missing. 12 from United Kingdom, 4 from South Africa, 17 from Malaysia, 3 from the United States. We're staying with those pictures coming of the flash floods in Nepal, in Rasuwa. Even in Netherlands, 1 from Australia and Netherlands have also been missing. Now, the big story as we're going forward with this, viewers, we've been trying to speak to the people. The numbers on the screen being shared with you about anyone who has any details. Prime Minister Modi has also spoken to the Prime Minister in Nepal. He's also said India will prove all possible humanitarian support to its brothers and sisters of Nepal. That's the big breaking news that's also coming in. Prime Minister Modi has clearly spoken to Nepal Prime Minister Balen Shah. He's conveyed condolences on the loss of lives due to floods in Nepal. Prime Minister Modi has also extended all humanitarian and relief assistance is what is being said. We're also being told, the Prime Minister has also spoken and tweeted on it, giving his condolences for the floods. Earlier, we've also seen Home Minister Amit Shah speak to the Bihar Chief Minister to ensure that there is all possible assistance provided in cases of any further contingency from the floods that are taking place in Nepal. The big news that's coming in, Prime Minister Modi has also spoken. Viewers, remember the rescue operations are underway after flash floods hit several places in Nepal. And we're also being told that the Prime Minister spoke to Nepal Prime Minister on the story on the flash floods. Now remember, the massive floods devastate northern Nepal, causing widespread destruction and displacing communities, viewers, in the affected areas. We're staying with those pictures. And Home Minister Amit Shah spoke to the Bihar Chief Minister. Like I was saying, he's assured the state of all possible assistance that could come through. We're also at this state of time being told that Yogi Adityanath, Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister, has also said that he's already alerted the local authorities to ensure that there is no untoward incident. These are terrifying videos, viewers, that capture Nepal's flood fury. I'm going to go to our guest soon. Nepal government has spoken. The Nepal army has also swung into action. But look at the flash floods and the fury. It's taken down buildings. It's damaged markets and neighborhoods. There have been at least 20 people dead, 350 travelers missing, 105 Indian travelers missing. These are terrifying videos which are showing huge waves crashing into establishments, and people are being run over after the huge waves approach them. We're also being told this is a mudslide disaster also, resulting in major casualties. These are scary visuals that are coming in right now from Nepal, showing people desperately running for safety. The flash floods have also hit several places in Nepal. Hundreds are reported missing, including 105 tourists. And there are videos that we are showing you, viewers, which are showing how houses are partially submerged while others are swept away in Nepal's Nuwakot district. This is the Rasuwa district. Let me go across to the guest who's joining us right now. We have NP Nimesh Jha, journalist from Nepal, joining us. Mr. Jha, what are the kind of relief and rehabilitation efforts that are taking place currently?
देखिए, अभी तक जो रिपोर्ट आया हुआ है उससे बहुत धन का क्षति हुआ है और अभी तक जो रिपोर्ट है उसमें 18 शव मिला हुआ है, 18 मृतक, लेकिन उन लोगों का अभी पहचान नहीं हो पाया है। और नेपाल आर्मी के जो स्पोक्स पर्सन है उनसे बात हुआ था तो रेस्क्यू और सर्च का अभियान उन लोगों ने चलाया हुआ है। तो इफेक्टेड एरिया तीन डिस्ट्रिक्ट है इफेक्टेड फ्लड से, रसुआ जो सबसे ज्यादा है, उसके बाद नुवाकोट और धादी, ये 3 जिला है जो सबसे ज्यादा इफेक्टेड है। तो उसमें रसुआ से 100 से ज्यादा पीपल को नेपाल आर्मी ने हेलीकॉप्टर से रेस्क्यू करके सुरक्षित जगह पर पहुंचा दिया हुआ है और उसमें बहुत पीपल इंजर्ड भी हुए हैं। उन लोगों को अस्पताल में भर्ती कराया हुआ है। काठमांडू के जो रसुआ है लगभग 150 किलोमीटर दूर है काठमांडू से, और काठमांडू के कुछ जो निजी अस्पताल है, जो प्राइवेट अस्पताल है और सरकारी अस्पताल है, उन अस्पताल में इमरजेंसी सेवा, विशेष प्रकार की इमरजेंसी सेवा शुरू कर दी गई है, जो उन इंजर्ड लोगों को वहां पर लाकर और उपचार हो रहा है।
Yes, go ahead.
जी, और एक जानकारी आई हुई है कि रसुआ और उसके आसपास जो पर्यटकीय टूरिस्ट एरिया है वहां से 3 से 84 टूरिस्ट अभी मिसिंग हो चुका है और उन लोगों को खोज तलाश नेपाल आर्मी, पुलिस, एपीएफ, आर्म्ड पुलिस फोर्स कर रहे हैं। 3 से 84 टूरिस्ट हैं और 2 से 80 कंटेनर चीन से सामान लेकर नेपाल आ रहा था और वहां पर जो कस्टम ऑफिस है वहां पर रखा हुआ था 3 से 80 कंटेनर, वो भी पानी में फ्लो हो चुका है और 300 से ज्यादा गाड़ी जो व्हीकल था जो चाइना से नेपाल इंपोर्ट हुआ था, वो भी गाड़ी पानी में बह चुका है। और ये जो डिजास्टर हुआ है इसमें वर्ल्ड का कंसर्न भी आ चुका है। जो नेपाल में इस तरह का डिजास्टर इससे पहले कभी नहीं हुआ था और ये ग्लेशियर ब्लास्ट होने के बाद हुआ होगा जो अनुमान है, और ये क्लाइमेट चेंज की वजह एक माना जा रहा है। तो इसमें विश्व जगत का भी ध्यान आकृष्ट हो चुका है और चीन और भारत ने नेपाल से बात की है जो किस तरह का सहयोग का आप अपेक्षा करते हैं, किस तरह का सहयोग चाहिए और इमीडिएट सहयोग क्या हो सकता है। इसमें नेपाल के जो फॉरेन मिनिस्टर हैं शिशिर खनाल, उनसे चीन और भारत के प्रतिनिधि ने बात की है और अभी उन लोगों ने, भारत और चीन ने किस तरह का एड सहयोग घोषणा करेंगे, क्या देंगे, वो अभी बातचीत अभी खुलकर नहीं आई हुआ है। लेकिन वर्ल्ड बैंक ने 25 अरब देने का ऐलान कर चुका है जो डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट के लिए होगा। और चीन के जो राष्ट्रपति है शी जिनपिंग, वो भी ये मामले में जो डिजास्टर चीन के जो तिब्बती एरिया है वहां पर हुआ है ग्लेशियर ब्लास्ट के बाद, तो चीन के राष्ट्रपति जी भी इसमें कंसर्न लिए हुए हैं और डायरेक्शन दिए हुए हैं कि इनको खोज तलाश किया जाए और नेपाल सरकार से भी बात करने का वो बात कर रहे हैं।
जी, मैं आप जाऊंगी, आप हमारे साथ बने रहें। आई ऑल्सो वॉन्ट टू टेल यू देयर इज ब्रेकिंग न्यूज कमिंग इन राइट नाउ। Viewers, one C-17 Globe Master and one C-130J are on standby at Hindon and Palam for takeoff for relief and rescue for Nepal. This is the big news coming in from our political editor speaking to the government, Aishwarya Kapoor. There is one C-17 Globe Master and one C-130J on standby for takeoff for rescue and relief operations. This is also coming in as we broke earlier. Prime Minister Modi has spoken to the Prime Minister in Nepal and stated every type of help will be given. Now these Indian Air Force aircrafts are on standby at Hindon and Palam air bases to fly with the relief material for Nepal floods. This is in Ghaziabad, Hindon and Palam in New Delhi air stations, and they will be transporting humanitarian aid and flood relief to Nepal. 2 aircrafts already on standby, the C-17 Globemaster heavy lift transport and also the C-130J Super Hercules tactical airlift aircraft. The Indian Air Force has its mission ready and they are ready to try and help the neighboring country. Let me also once again go back on the top focus story to what's been also coming in as breaking news. As we're speaking about what's already ready for our neighboring countries, the breaking news coming in view of the flood threat in Bihar. Due to the heavy rainfall in Nepal, the Union Home Minister Amit Shah has spoken to the Bihar Chief Minister Samrat Chaudhary over the phone. The Home Minister has assured the state government of all possible assistance to deal with the potential crisis. The NDRF is being mobilized to deal with any emergency situation. That's the breaking news coming in. India is ready. Let me also now give you more breaking news that's coming in right now. And Uttar Pradesh Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath has expressed concern over severe flooding in Nepal's Bhote Koshi river. He's also warned of possible rise in the Gantak Narayani river levels in Maharajganj and Kushinagar. He's directed the local administration to stay fully alert and make all necessary preparations. India is keeping its eyes alert for any potential crisis in India and also sending aid to Nepal. There's more breaking news that's coming in. And the breaking news coming in, Nepal Prime Minister Balendra Shah has called a meeting of the National Council for Disaster Risk Reduction Management regarding the flood that occurred in Rasuwa. In the meeting that's also been held at the office of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers in Singha Darbar, a briefing was also given on the details of the damage caused by the flood. Prime Minister has said all stakeholders should be instructed on the next steps. He's requested everyone at work to be on work at rescue, search, relief of the citizens in the flood-affected areas from their respective places at this time of disaster. Nepal Prime Minister Balendra Shah has ordered urgent flood response and he's called the urgent disaster meeting. And staying with that breaking news, Nepal Army is also assisting in the relief and rescue operations of the flood-affected people. They've swung into action. These are pictures that are coming in from Nepal of the Nepal Army that's already at the most critical places that's possible. There are people being rescued by them. The Army team has been mobilized for search and rescue in the aftermath of the Nepal Flash floods. They're already rescuing people, as we can see on our screen. More breaking news coming in. We're also now being told 133 Indians are missing in Nepal. That's the latest figure. It was earlier given out to be 105, but now the latest figure coming in, at least 133 Indians are currently unaccounted for following the catastrophic flash floods that tore through Nepal's Rasuwa district bordering Tibet. The Nepal Tourism Board had issued this preliminary list of 105 tourists and then 37 non-resident Indian tourists among the 384 travelers missing in this disaster. The location of the pictures that you can see, viewers, the location of this devastation is concentrated around the Bhote Koshi, Trishuli river corridors in Rasuwa, in Nuvakot and also in Dhading districts. So we're being told 59 of the missing Indians have been identified as pilgrims that were embarking on the Kailash Mansarovar Yatra. And viewers, on the Nepal floods, DMK MP Dayanidhi Maran has written to the MEA. He said 50 tourists from Tamil Nadu are missing in Nepal. I want to go across to Sharda, who's joining us live on the top focus story. Sharda, give us details about what Dayanidhi Maran is stating.
Well, the DMK MP Dayanidhi Maran has written a letter to the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar, denoting that 50 tourists from Tamil Nadu have gone for the yatra in Nepal, especially the Kailash Manasarova yatra, and that he's given the details of all the 50 people as well and asked it to immediately bring back these tourists who are stuck in the flood. But the information on what happened to these 50 tourists are not yet declared by the Nepal government in the flash floods given. The DMK MP's letter states that the 50 tourists apart from who've gone for the yatra, there are also other tourists. So Dayanidhi Maran has pointed out all the 50 tourists from Tamil Nadu had gone there, and today afternoon he had written that letter to ME Jaishankar asking for the people to be brought back to safety. He has also stated that the Tamil Nadu government should also help the External Affairs of Ministry to find the families of all the 50 people and do a proper communication with the family members and in Tamil Nadu and the people who are stuck in Nepal to bring them back to safety back in Tamil Nadu.
Yes. Thank you, Sharda, for giving us those details. It's a top focus story that we're continuously tracking. And viewers, we end with telling you we're going to get more details on this as Prime Minister Modi has also spoken to his Nepalese counterpart Balain Shah amid Nepal floods. Prime Minister has assured humanitarian assistance and support to Nepal.
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो,
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े।
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, delicious, healthy every day.
Iran's economy is staring at a fresh shock. The Iranian rial has crashed to a new record low, hitting 2.02 million rial to $1 in market trading. And the timing is significant. Washington is preparing to unveil another round of sanctions, promising to tighten the economic screws on Tehran even further. Donald Trump has already declared on social media, Iran is completely collapsing. But here is the big question, is Iran really collapsing, or is Tehran using the Strait of Hormuz to run its economic weakness into global pressure point? For ordinary Iranians, the currency crash is not just number flashing on a trading screen. It is hitting the kitchen table, it is hitting savings, and it is hitting the cost of survival. Iran was already struggling with a double-digit inflation and negative economic growth before the latest phase of the conflict. But months of war, previous sanctions, and growing international isolation have pushed the pressure to another level. The numbers tell a brutal story. Since the war began, rice prices have reportedly risen by around 60%. Beef prices are more than 150% higher.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चमकी चाट।
I wake up wearing someone else again. Don't let it slip. I'm losing. I don't wanna be safe anymore.
Finding myself. That's my moment of Sarah.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सब का राजा हार्डकोर मसाला।
यानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
ايش عملتي؟ ما عملتيش شيء يا حبيبتي.
ايوه بعض هنا
رموا 4 صواريخ وهذا الدمار كله بسبب الصواريخ هذول.
ايش صار في النازحين والخيم؟
النازحين وممتلكات، هي ممتلكات وهانة ونازحين للأسف كلهم اتدمروا. للأسف العين هم بلا مأوى. هم الوقت بلا مكان يروحوا يقعدوا له. هم الحين بفكروا كيف يستقروا، كيف يروحوا لمكان آمن ثاني أو كيف يستقروا في هذا المكان. بدنا نعيش بأمان، بدنا نعيش بحياتنا. بدنا نحس هاي بيت، هاي بيت. شايفين كيف؟ هاي هذا البيت تدمر واحنا واقفين وبنتكلم بسبب القصف اللي كان قبل شويه.
Pro-Pakistan Mamdani targets RSS chief. Mamdani opposes Bhagwat at Madison. Indians in New York fight back Mamdani. Debating tonight at 8 p.m. Presenting by Zoho Business Software, trusted by 15 crore users. Berger Paints, Rang Bana Rahe. Powered by Century HDF Premium Plus, Hare Bhote Ka Asli Boss. Co-powered by SBI General Insurance, चुनिए भरोसा अपनों सा।
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Iran's economy is staring at a fresh shock. The Iranian rial has crashed to a new record low, hitting 2.02 million rial to $1 in market trading. and the timing is significant. Washington is preparing to unveil another round of sanctions, promising to tighten the economic screws on Tehran even further. Donald Trump has already declared on social media, Iran is completely collapsing. But here is the big question, is Iran really collapsing, or is Tehran using the Strait of Hormuz to run its economic weakness into global pressure point? For ordinary Iranians, the currency crash is not just number flashing on a trading screen. It is hitting the kitchen table, it is hitting savings, and it is hitting the cost of survival. Iran was already struggling with a double-digit inflation and negative economic growth before the latest phase of the conflict. But months of war, previous sanctions, and growing international isolation have pushed the pressure to another level. The numbers tell a brutal story. Since the war began, rice prices have reportedly risen by around 60%. Beef prices are more than 150% higher. And the International Monetary Fund is forecasting that Iran's economy could shrink by more than 5%. Imagine what means for an ordinary family. Every trip to the market costs more. Every saving loses value, and the national currency continues to slide. In Tehran, people are reportedly lining up to buy US dollars, desperately trying to protect whatever savings they have left. One 73-year-old Iranian summed up the public mood bluntly. There is no hope for a deal and a peace. And now comes the next blow. The Trump administration is preparing another sanctions package, including possible secondary sanctions against countries that continue doing business with Iran. US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent has argued that the pressure campaign has pushed the Iranian economy into unprecedented distress. And there is another major development. The United Arab Emirates, traditionally one of Iran's biggest trading partners and a major source of imports, has announced the suspension of trade with Iran. Now that could further squeeze Tehran's access to critical goods and commercial networks. So is this Trump's endgame? Strangle the economy, increase isolation, and force Iran back to the negotiating table? Perhaps. But Iran has one weapon that cannot be measured simply by looking at the value of the rial. Before this conflict, roughly 1/5 of world's traded oil passed.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
A very warm welcome, viewers. You're watching Live and Breaking, and I'm Rakshita Mishra with you. Flood fury in Nepal has led to deaths, and there are several who are missing. Rescue operations are underway. 133 Indians are also missing in Nepal. We get you all the live updates from Nepal and much more. First, a quick check of the headlines at 6. Flash floods in Nepal. Through Nepal's Rasuwa, damaging markets, hydropower projects, and prompting authorities to warn the communities downstream along the Trachuli River. PM Modi speaks to Nepalese counterpart Balin Shah amid the Nepal floods, assures humanitarian assistance and support to the neighbouring nation.
Then a lot of loiter ammunitions at Sargodha, and Kirana Hills is about 10 kilometers north of Sargodha. So the loiter ammunition is looking for radars which are in around Sargodha, and it's got a lifetime, means time. It will loiter for about 2 hours, and once it doesn't find a target, then it comes down and hits somewhere. It must have come and hit, one of those hills.
Big revelation on Operation Sindoor by former Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan. He confirms the strike on Kirana Hills, the prime nuclear hub of Pakistan. New York City Mayor Zohra Mamdani opposes the upcoming event that has RSS Chief Mohan Bhagwat at the Madison Square. Former CDS.
Pakistan has always been seeking security in pacts and alliances, and attack on any one country would be considered an attack on either of the. So I think that has got major security implications for India.
Former Chief of Defence Staff General Anil Chauhan clarified that unless Mecca Pact explicitly states that it is not against India, it must be assumed that it is against India. The biggest exclusive on Republic from inside Pakistan's Adiala jail. Imran Khan's closest aide speaks to Republic TV. Viewers, nearly 400 Kailash-bound pilgrims out of contact now after the Rasuwa flash floods in Nepal. Pilgrims are mostly Indian. They include 93 Nepalis as well. Nepalese who were preparing to cross into Tibet when a flash flood swept away roads and infrastructure in Rasuwa, viewers. And viewers, there are several of the Indians who are missing. Indian pilgrims who are going to Kailash Mansarovar are also now missing. This is the update that is coming in amidst the flood fury in Nepal, as there are hundreds of pilgrims in Nepal itself. 400 Indian pilgrims are out of contact. Most of them are Indians. And 400 Indian pilgrims are out of contact. So the search for them is on. 105 also, of course, Indians. This is a big number, viewers, we're talking about. And this is the Rasuwa flash flood. And several hundreds of pilgrims who were on their way to Kailash Mansarovar in Tibet after a flash flood in Bhote, Koshi river swept through Nepal's Nuvakot and Dading districts are missing. The death count, Nepal has only said that, of course, it's in double digits, what it told, what Nepal has reported, but the number is ticking up, is what we know. The flood water came from Tibetan side, it's being reported, causing extensive damage, washing away several villages in Nepal. And in fact, according to Nepal Tourism Board, at least 384 travelers in total are missing. 291 foreigners, 93 Nepalese nationals are reported missing from the flood-affected area. Among the foreigners are 105 Indian nationals. And they had gone for the yatra with various travel agencies. And it was 400 foreign nationals, a big number, most of them Indians. And we're just showing you more visuals as we show you the extent of damage, how the flash floods have ravaged the Tibet-Nepal border. This location is Rasuwa. You can see this furious flow of water, the sudden surge completely cannot be predicted. This is the moment when the flood hit. This is a flash flood. The flash flood means, of course, that it's the suddenness that differentiates it from the floods you usually see, that mostly have come with an alert. This was a flash flood. And another visual we'll show you from Rasuwa itself, where this entire village and these low-lying areas, they all get engulfed in this sudden surge of water. There are multiple more videos that we are showing you, viewers, that shows these horrifying visuals, terrifying visuals. Hundreds of people from different countries, a lot of them from India, are still missing. Even the means to contact, there's a struggle for contacting them as well now. River banks are submerged. These are the border areas, viewers, and that's why in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, the states, Indian states that border Nepal are also on alert. You can see another visual from Rasuwa. This is a truck that is swept away by in the debris and deluge. You can see that. In fact, you can't see the truck because you just see the upper portion because it's now all down there. It's under the debris. It's submerged in that flash flood. And you can understand, viewers, that the rescue operation is very, very difficult in such a situation where you see that the flow is furious and it's all water. The building collapse, you can see it gets completely engulfed. It is not even visible once the flash flood hits this structure. Very horrifying visual that's coming in from Rasuwa. And many of the hydropower transmission facilities are also affected. And power infrastructure, roads, all damage. Authorities scrambling to assess the scale of the destruction. You can see the heavy flow of water. And several highways in Nepal have been closed. These are devastating visuals. They show torrents of muddy water crashing through the mountain valleys. The vehicles and all are swept away. They're all swept away as the water crashes through. The extent of the damage is massive, viewers. Mammoth damage, damaging settlements, and all the riverside settlements are all swept away. And viewers, if we come to talk about what really had caused one, what we understand is that there was a minor earthquake, we understand. We'll get you more details, in fact, as to what is the situation. I'm told that we have Surendra Puyal joining us on the broadcast. Surendra Puyal is joining us from Kathmandu. We can go across to him. Surendra, tell us more details as to what is the situation right now. In fact, even the 400 Kailash-bound pilgrims are out of contact.
Yes, very unfortunate day, quite catastrophic flood early in the morning, shortly after a small earthquake reported in Tibet. There was possibly a Glacier Lake outburst flood, and this is typically what happens. A huge amount of water just comes pouring down and washing settlements, also debris flood. There are 17 dead confirmed as of now in the evening, and scores, hundreds possibly, have gone missing or out of contact. But fingers crossed, the pilgrims who are in Tibet would be found and would come in touch with their relatives and the authorities. The situation we understand is as dire in Tibet, where communication line has broken down, and things are quite disturbed there also. And if you talk about Nepal, it's a major disaster. It's something Nepalese have never seen in their lifetime of this generation. Somebody also drawing parallels between this natural disaster and the 2015 earthquake, that ravaged Nepal. So it's quite disturbing, quite shocking day here in Nepal.
Surendra, tell us more about what really triggered this, because this completely was a sudden surge that is being witnessed in Rasuwa. We understand that an ice avalanche led to the surge. There are also reports of an earthquake. So what are you picking up? What has triggered this situation? Because there's an alert also for more of...
based on what experts say, Nepal's Foreign Minister Shishir Khanal also confirmed that it was possibly triggered by a small earthquake, which triggered Glacier Lake outburst flood in the area, high up in the Himalaya, or possibly ice fall or glacier flooding. It has to be confirmed by the Chinese scientists, which they haven't done yet. The situation we understand is dire on both sides of the border, and because the water goes downstream to Nepal and into India, so it has left a trail of destruction in at least 3 districts across Nepal, including, of course, Dhading, where a bridge was washed away, and Rasuwa being the hardest hit, where settlements after settlements have been destroyed. Scores of people have gone missing, and authorities in Nepal, including the Nepali army, have mobilized their personnel, also resources for this emergency kind of situation at the local level. So it's a major disaster.
Yep. Yes, Surendra. In fact, we are getting in more updates as far as this avalanche is concerned, and we continue to show you and speak to Surendra on that. Surendra, any information onto the updates on the rescue operation, because there are hundreds of foreigners who are missing, foreign nationals. That includes Indians, 105, 133. In fact, the number has just got updated that 133 Indians are missing in Nepal because of the floods. What are you picking up?
I saw a news report, quite credible one, a little while ago, which said actually nearly 400 tourists, including some Nepalese. When they are in China, they're all foreigners, of course, and among them there are Indians. There are non-resident Indians from across Africa, Europe, and also Canada, USA. So they all, pay homage to, of course, Kailash Mansarovar. It's a holy pilgrimage for not just Hindus, Buddhists, and other people of other faith as well. And Nepal has a major route going to Tibet, and that region, that major border crossing, is where all of them were going to pass through. And suddenly, in the morning, this thing happened. And we don't know. Let's keep our fingers crossed that they'll get in touch with their relatives, because right now, you cannot say anything bad, anything unfortunate, because of the communication situation. The telephone line that is down, the mobile network that is not working, also in Jirong area, Jirong town across the border in Tibet. So the situation is quite alarming, and it has raised a lot of concern. And people living along the course of Trishuli River or Koshi River are simply shell-shocked, and they have never seen such devastation, such destruction in their lifetime.
All right. In fact, we have some breaking news coming in. This is, of course, the update that we were just, in fact, discussing about. That it was, what we understand is that ice avalanche had led to the surge in waters. Ice avalanche may have blocked the Lende River, and the water may have accumulated in the blockage, which may have given way. The blockage may have given way and sent a sudden surge downstream into the Bhote Koshi river, and the earthquake struck Tibet around the same time. USGS has recorded earthquake in Tibet at 8:37 a.m. The quake recorded 47 kilometers north of Gosai Kunda. Flood surged through Bhote Koshi River at 9 a.m. And the flood waters gushed in from Tibetan side, Rasuwa, Nuwakot and Dhading border districts. Ice avalanche viewers, as we were also speaking to our reporters from Nepal, that an ice avalanche could have led to this situation, and there's a report of the earthquake. So it's all interconnected is what we understand. And Surendra continues to be with us. Surendra, there's massive damage to infrastructure, power stations, hydropower infrastructure, bridges, they've all collapsed. And there is an alert, we understand, for an avalanche that could again lead to such a surge. Surendra.
Have been washed away. At least a dozen bridges have been washed away. Several hydroelectric plants along the river course have been damaged, and as a result, Nepal is facing a shortfall of about 800 megawatts of electricity, which is a huge amount. So the light you are seeing in front of me could go out any time. So it's quite dire, and as you know, the hundreds of buildings have been washed away or damaged along the river's course, starting right from Rasuwa to Nuwakot to Dhading, and in Chitwan, the water has calmed down a little bit. As it flows downstream, things remain easier because the river can divert and widen. Whereas in the mountains, you have narrow gorge, and the speed of the flow is also quite high. The current is also quite dangerous, which clearly led to the devastation you saw this evening.
Absolutely, that's the situation is completely tragic as we see the devastating visuals that have come in from Rasuwa in different parts of Nepal, in fact, and there's also alert in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Surendra, what are you picking up as far as the downstream is concerned? Because there is an alert in Uttar Pradesh and Bihar of India as well.
They can expect, weathermen say, authorities here, including the Weather Forecasting Division in Nepal, just stated that there is still some water accumulated high up in Tibet. There is a lake, new lake that was formed and it was blocked. And when it was in, it just got open, and then the flood started gushing down. So there is some water still there in the lake. That's what they're saying. So they're expecting, they're warning, telling people to expect another flood. As far as India is concerned, and the Nepal's Tarai region, southern Nepal is concerned, they can rest assured, hopefully, because as the river widens, the water spreads out, and there might be some sort of inundation, minor inundation. But when the water reaches India, crossing Gandak Barrage, there's a huge barrage with hundreds of gates. So when it reaches India, I think it will be India will be quite safe. But there could be some minor flooding in some areas. That's what I gather.
All right. That is, we have Surendra who's getting us more details from Kathmandu, and of course the situation is grim because even India has extended aid. Surendra, we have an update coming in on that. The Indian Air Force is on standby as far as extending the humanitarian aid is concerned, and aid in the rescue operations is concerned, and evacuation process is concerned. One C-17 Globemaster and one C-130J is on standby at the Palam Air Base in the national capital, at the Hindon Air Base also in NCR. They're all set for takeoff for relief and rescue operations. So these are, of course, large aircraft, huge capacity aircraft as far as the C-130, C-17 is concerned. These are all military transport aircraft. They're built for airlift. They're large strategic airlifters. Because the situation, Surendra, is so grim, there is a need for airlifting. We've seen very heroic visuals that are coming in. Even the Nepalese army is working round the clock. We see the visuals of airlifting, visuals from the heavy flow of water. Helicopters have also been deployed, and the Indian Air Force is also keeping its military transport aircraft on standby, because in this kind of a terrain, or rather I would say the situation on ground with that sudden flow of water and the marshy land, it's difficult to carry out those operations and evacuate as many people, because they are in hundreds and thousands of numbers. The number could be ticking, unfortunately, is what we know.
Yeah, scores of people have gone missing, so officials are expecting heavy casualties. So in the next 24 hours, the picture will be clear on the actual scale of damage on infrastructure, on buildings, and also on the people, populations.
What is the official death toll as per Nepal?
Just a little while ago, the Nepal police had confirmed that 17 bodies have been recovered, and the death toll is going high. And so, that's the fear. That's the worst fear. So it could continue to go high, because there's so many people who are still missing. And people can only pray for their safe return.
Right. Many thanks, Surendra, for joining us from Kathmandu. We'll keep connecting with you to get more updates from Nepal. As Republic TV continues to keep a close eye on the situation as unfolding in Nepal, as India extends the humanitarian aid, and hundreds of Indians are also missing. Viewers, we'll get you more details on that.
रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग बना रहे वो जो पेंट्स रंग बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग 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 बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे देखो कैसे भी हो दिन रंग 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 बना रहे रंग 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 रंगीन रे रंग 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 बना रहे वो जो पेंट्स रंग बना रहे
कुछ तो सस्ता लो
सब बढ़िया लो
इसमें क्या खास बात है
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद यही तो है इसकी खास बात
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, mass comm, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
अनीस, घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है, स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चंकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Electricity bill paid.
Really?
Your mobile recharge is done.
How?
Make all kinds of payments using the Bheem Payments app and get cashback of up to ₹300 every month. Use Bheem app to pay.
It's the Mahi way.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े।
चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
ايش عملتي؟ ما عملتيش شيء يا حبيبتي.
ايوه بره كده.
رموا 4 صواريخ وهذا الدمار كله بسبب الصواريخ هذول.
ايش صار في النازحين والخيم؟
النازحين وممتلكات، هي ممتلكات وهانة ونازحين للأسف كلهم اتدمروا. للأسف العين هم بلا مأوى. هم الوقت بلا مكان يروحوا يقعدوا له. هم الحين بفكروا كيف يستقروا، كيف يروحوا لمكان آمن ثاني أو كيف يستقروا في هذا المكان. بدنا نعيش بأمان، بدنا نعيش بحياتنا. بدنا نحس هاي بيت، شايفين كيف؟ هاي هذا البيت تدمر واحنا واقفين وبنتكلم.
Pro-Pakistan Mamdani targets RSS chief. Mamdani opposes Bhagwat at Madison. Indians in New York fight back Mamdani. Debating tonight at 8 p.m. Presenting by Zoho Business Software, trusted by 15 crore users. Berger Paints, Rang Bana Rahe. Powered by Century HTF Premium Plus, Hare Bhote ka asli boss. Co-powered by SBI General Insurance, Chuniye Bharosa, Apno Sa.
केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ रे, दिल झूमे देखो मतवारा हुआ रे। केसरिया से मन जोगी हुआ।
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ।
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील TMT से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील TMT बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट।
स्वाद बनाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और परेशान, अरे चंकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Electricity bill paid.
Really?
Your mobile recharge is done.
How?
Make all kinds of payments using the Bheem Payments app and get cashback of up to ₹300 every month. Use Bheem app to pay.
It's the Mahi way.
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता उबालो, मिलाओ और खाओ।
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
Iran's economy is staring at a fresh shock. The Iranian rial has crashed to a new record low, hitting 2.02 million rial to $1 in market trading. And the timing is significant. Washington is preparing to unveil another round of sanctions, promising to tighten the economic screws on Tehran even further. Donald Trump has already declared on social media, Iran is completely collapsing. But here is the big question, is Iran really collapsing, or is Tehran using the Strait of Hormuz to run its economic weakness into global pressure point? For ordinary Iranians, the currency crash is not just number flashing on a trading screen. It is hitting the kitchen table, it is hitting savings, and it is hitting the cost of survival. Iran was already struggling with a double-digit inflation and negative economic growth before the latest phase of the conflict. But months of war, previous sanctions, and growing international isolation have pushed the pressure to another level. The numbers tell a brutal story. Since the war began, rice prices have reportedly risen by around 60%. Beef prices are more than 150% higher. And the International Monetary Fund is forecasting that Iran's economy could shrink by more than 5%. Imagine what means.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Good evening, welcome to Republic. Our top focus going to be the flash floods that have hit Nepal, the devastating impact they are having. India has already promised assistance. We're seeing relief and rehabilitation already reaching Nepal, but the devastation is catastrophic. First, a look at our top headlines. Flash floods sweep through Nepal's Rasuwa, damaging markets and hydropower projects and prompting authorities to warn communities downstream along the Trishuli River. At least 133 Indian tourists are missing. Prime Minister Modi speaks to Nepalese counterpart Balain Shah amid the Nepal floods, assures humanitarian assistance and support to the neighbouring nations. 400 Kailash-bound pilgrims out of contact in Nepal's flash floods. And ice avalanche led to the surge in waters. Reportedly, ice avalanche may have blocked the Lende River, due to which water may have accumulated there. Viewers, we're going to tell you how it happened. There was an ice avalanche that led to the surge in waters. It may have blocked the Lende River. The water may have accumulated in Lende. The blockage may have given way and sent a surge. The sudden surge downstream into Bhote, Koshi. The earthquake then struck Tibet around the same time. USGS recorded the earthquake in Tibet at 8:37 a.m. The earthquake recorded 47 kilometers north of Gosenkunda. The flood surged through Bhote Koshi River at 9 a.m. The flood waters gushed in from the Tibetan side. Rasuwa, Novakot and Dhading border districts have now been hit. And I'm going to now go across to a flood victim, Unnat, who is live with us from Kathmandu, flood affected area survivor. But first I'm going to show you a video that's coming in. This is the image that has just come in, where we are showing you India standing with Nepal, viewers, and we're showing you how the ice avalanche led to the surge. What really happened at that time? This is clearly showing you the area and the impact of the devastating flood. The video that is just coming in is clearly showing that. On the left side, we are showing you images of 21st August, and on the right side, 25th August, the devastation that is caused. This is a satellite video that we're showing you the kind of devastation and damage that has taken place in Nepal. We've shown you the timeline of how the landslides were blocked, and how later this video shows you the territory that was first completely fine on 21st, and on 25th, the kind of horrifying devastation that took place. Let me now go to Unnat. Viewers, I'm now joined by Unnat, who is with us from Kathmandu, flood affected area survivor. Unnat, I want to ask you what's been happening at the spot. Cars have been swept away, trucks have been swept away, bridges have collapsed, the flood has hit the Nepal-China border also. At Kathmandu, where you are, it said you were also flood affected. What happened when you were there, Unnat?
So at first, I'd like to correct you. I am not a flood affected victim. I am a journalist here in Kathmandu. So
I'm sorry for that, Unnat. I'll get that changed. I'm sorry for that.
Okay.
And I'm happy you're safe. As a journalist, you can show and throw light, Unnat, on what's been happening, what's the kind of relief and rehabilitation that's taking place in Nepal.
So I got to visit the places by a heli today. I had a heli ride with my news team here in Kathmandu. We moved to the Nepal-China border, where the flood affected the place very badly. The roads are swept away, the hydropower projects, more than 700 megawatt of hydropower projects has been destructed by this deadly landslide here in Nepal. So the rehabilitation is going on. The Nepal Army, Armed Police Force and Nepal Police is on their way, and they are there for rescue, and they are there to help the people who are in need. So the government is doing its best. The government is asking India, China and other neighboring countries to help in need. So the rescue team is going on, but the situation in various districts which were affected by the flood, it's very, very bad. The situation is worst. I even can't see the people. I even can't count, or I even can't assume how many people have been killed or have been disappeared by this flood. The situation here is very worst. That's, I must say.
Yes, and we're also picking up lots of information that's coming in, whether it's the tourists who've not found. The tourism board is coming out. But I want to ask you, Arnab, as someone who's a journalist there, who's been tracking the developments closely, what is the kind of word coming in and support coming in from the government? We already know the Nepal army has swung into action.
So yeah, the government has instructed all its agencies in the local level to find the people those are in need, because the communication system is totally collapsed. So I don't think many of them are able to communicate to the government for help. So it's now evening time, it's already dark. So I guess the rescue team will not be easy for them to find out the people who are in need. So it's very, very, very bad situation here in Nepal.
Yes, and I also want to ask you about what's happening with and in other places where the floods have taken place. Have you spoken to anyone? The people in these areas, have some of them been rehabilitated? What is the latest figures that you are picking up, Arnab?
So I just got information that more than 2 dozens of people have already, their dead body has been found, and more than 20 to 30 people or more than hundreds of people have been carried out to Kathmandu by heli, and they are admitted to hospitals in Kathmandu. More of them are on their way to get back to the hospital. So it's very, very hard to say the numbers. So I hope you can understand that. So we need to wait for some time to get the accurate and the actual information from the government side. We are talking with the local residents there. They are searching for their own people. They don't know where their family members, their friends, their colleagues are. So it's very, very harsh situation here in Nepal.
Thank you, Arnab, for giving us those details. Our prayers with the people in Nepal and also everyone who's stuck here. Viewers, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening here in Nepal, in all these places that we are showing you. And viewers, I want to tell you right now, at least 133 Indian tourists are among the 291 foreign nationals reported missing after flash floods hit Nepal's Rasuwa area. Nepal Tourism Board has stated this. According to the preliminary details that have been provided, 105 and now 133 Indian nationals, 12 from the UK, 4 from South Africa, 17 from Malaysia, 3 from US, 1 from Australia and Netherlands are also unaccounted for. We stay with those pictures coming in from Rasuwa, the kind of devastation the flash floods have seen. We've also seen the Prime Minister have a word. Prime Minister Modi had a word with his Nepalese counterpart, Mr. Balain Shah. He promised all the assistance that can be given for the Nepal floods. These are the worst floods Nepal has seen. And we're also picking up details about the kind of relief that India is sending through as the massive flash floods hit the northern Nepal near the Tibet border. At the same time, I want to tell you, as hundreds are missing, several are feared dead, India is to send relief materials. We've also seen India activate itself into action with the potential crisis, with Home Minister Amit Shah speaking to the Bihar Chief Minister, and also Yogi Adityanath stating that the local authorities are moved into action in Uttar Pradesh. The news that's coming in, and we're staying with those pictures, is the floods damaged roads, hydropower projects, and others. And there is more breaking news coming in on the story. Viewers, the UK has now issued a statement. It's deeply saddened by the devastating flood which hit Rasuwa and other parts of Nepal this morning. They say their thoughts are with all those caught up in this disaster. They urge British nationals in Nepal to follow official guidance and exercise caution in the affected areas. That's the news that's also coming in from the United Kingdom, that is also trying to seek its people. Let me get you more breaking news coming in. More breaking news that's coming in. The Embassy of Nepal in India says Nepal was struck by a severe flash flood this morning, causing loss of lives, missing people and extensive damage to homes, roads, bridges, infrastructure. The rescue and relief operations are fully underway, they say. Details are being verified. Any foreign assistance will be coordinated centrally from Kathmandu. I want to go across to my colleague Chandrakala, who's bringing us that news. Chandrakala, you're live with us. You've spoken to the Nepalese authorities at the embassy. What are the details you are picking up as several are reported stuck in these flash floods?
Well, yes, now what we're learning is that currently the Indian embassy in Nepal is closely coordinating with the government of Nepal for the early rescue and relief of Indian nationals who are affected by today's flash floods. Also, the fact that there were at least 105 Indian nationals who went missing. Earlier also, we have seen a statement where coming in from the Indian embassy in Nepal providing all kind of assistance. Of course, there are few emergency numbers that has been provided by the Indian embassy there in Nepal. Of course, I would like that number should be flashed immediately for the assistance for the families affected, of course, and the fact that there were like 105 Indian nationals who were affected and who are missing right now. And as far as rescue efforts is concerned, this is underway. And, we know that this is one of the most devastating flash floods that we are witnessing in Nepal. We have seen Prime Minister Narendra Modi speaking to the Nepalese Prime Minister just a while back, and also given India's neighborhood first policy, India has provided all kind of humanitarian assistance to Nepal. We have also seen Home Minister Amit Shah speaking to Bihar Chief Minister as far as threats for floods are concerned in Bihar. So yes, a very, very critical situation as far as we know that there were as far the official data that we are learning, there were at least 291 foreign nationals who were of course and there were a total of 384 tourists, including 291 from, of course, including India, the United States, the UK, and Malaysia, who are currently, missing as a result of the flash flood. Of course, we have seen a statement coming in from the UK embassy in Nepal, and also cautioning the people there.
I just want to interrupt you for one moment. I want you to stay with us. We're just going to go across to a new video that has emerged from Nepal. It shows the hydel projects being washed away. Severely damaged multiple major hydropower projects that have been washed away. This includes around 430 megawatt of power generation capacity from the national grid.
Bhote Koshi.
Viewers, the disaster occurred and we saw the sudden massive surge of water that's suspected to be triggered by the avalanche of glacial activity. There's more breaking news coming in. The Indian Air Force has swung into action. One C-17 Globemaster and one C-130J are on standby at the two airports of Hindon and Palam for takeoff whenever and instantly as they are told. Indian aid is ready. They're on standby to take off for relief and rescue for Nepal. And viewers, this is very crucial as Nepal will be needing all the help it can get. Our Indian jets are on standby for rescue operations in Nepal. Let me also tell our viewers, these are very specialized air jets. The C-130J, the Super Hercules as it's called, is very crucial. It is scheduled to depart first, expected around late evening, to deliver immediate relief materials. And then we have the C-17 Globemaster that is supposed to take off the following day to transport heavy equipment and massive cargo loads. More breaking news coming in. Nepal Army's assistant rescue flood-affected people is continuing. The Nepal Army pictures keep coming about how they've started the rescue operations that are underway. There's more breaking news that's coming in, viewers, and this time it's the Bhote Koshi flood has damaged 13 power projects with a combined capacity of more than 700 megawatts, including in areas of Upper Trisuli and a 220 kV substation. The reports are suggesting this was the earthquake that triggered the landslide that blocked a tributary of Bhote Koshi in China. Many details coming in, but this is the big devastation impact that is being felt in Nepal as we are speaking. It caused a massive flash flood downstream in Nepal. The trigger seems to have been, like I'm saying, a shallow, moderate earthquake, at least 13 power projects. Viewers, this includes operational plants and those under construction, totaling over 700 MW capacity went offline and they suffered structural damage. There was grid disruption. We can show you the visuals on the screen. Vital transmission structures included a 220 kV substation. Regional hubs along the Bhote, Koshi and Trishuli corridors were hit, disrupting power supplies and taking hundreds of megawatts offline. Viewers, this is the top focus story that we'll continue tracking. How the landslide and the flash floods happened, what is expected. The Indian pilgrims are missing. India has said they'll continue giving action. Much more after a short break, where we come up with a special show on the flash floods in Nepal from 7 to 8 p.m. Stay with us.
Co-powered by Crystal Crop Protection, देश का किसान, देश का हीरो।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े। चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Amity has been ranked India's #1 not-for-profit private university for 11th year, with top 10 ranked institutions in management, engineering, biotech, law, masscom, telecom, hospitality, fashion and more. Yet another top ranking for Amity University.
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, यही तो है इसकी खास बात।
Electricity bill paid.
Really?
Your mobile recharge is done.
How?
Make all kinds of payments using the Bheem Payments app and get cashback of up to ₹300 every month. Use Bheem app to pay.
It's the Mahi way.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ, स्वाद आया? आया।
असली स्वाद Seems chunky charge.
रानी इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है, स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और बरसान, अरे चमकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
AU सेविंग्स अकाउंट में मिलते हैं अमेजिंग बेनिफिट्स, पेपरलेस बैंकिंग एंड हायर इंटरेस्ट, वो भी हर महीने।
मनी 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 एवरी मंथ।
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
आर प्योर सूजी पास्ता, उबालो मिलाओ और खाओ,
8 मिनट में तैयार।
क्या टेस्ट है, सबका राजा आर प्योर मसाला।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच, लस्सी और छाछ और
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। ड्राई फ्रूट और दही बड़े, चमकी चाट से स्वाद बढ़े।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
ايش عملتي؟ ما عملتيش شيء يا حبيبتي. ايوه باصنا كده.
رموا 4 صواريخ، وهذا الدمار كله بسبب الصواريخ هذول.
ايش صار في النازحين والخيم؟
النازحين وممتلكات، هي ممتلكات وهانا ونازحين للاسف كلهم اتدمروا. للاسف الحين هم بلا مأوى. هم هالوقت بلا مكان يروحوا يقعدوا له. هم الحين بفكروا كيف يستقروا، كيف يروحوا لمكان آمن ثاني، او كيف يستقروا في هذا المكان. بدنا نعيش بامان، بدنا نعيش بحياتنا. بدنا نحس. هاي بيت شايفين كيف؟ هاي هذا البيت تدمر واحنا واقفين وبنتكلم بسبب القصف.
A party that backed triple talaq. After backing triple talaq, nikah halala and hijab. Rahul Gandhi's mission to target Hindus, debating tonight at 9 p.m. Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Berger Paints, Rang Bana Rahe. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies since 1820. Century HTF Premium Plus, Hare Bhote ka asli boss. Co-powered by Crystal Crop Protection, Desh ka Kisan, Desh ka Hero.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
कुछ तो सस्ता लो,
सब बढ़िया लो।
इसमें क्या खास बात है?
थोड़े में ज्यादा स्वाद, ये तो है इसकी खास बात।
Electricity bill paid.
Really?
Your mobile recharge is done.
How?
Make all kinds of payments using the Bheem Payments app and get cashback of up to rupees 300 every month. Use Bheem app to pay.
It's the Mahi way.
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
सैंडविच लस्सी और छाछ
हर घूंट में चमकी चाट। अब बताओ स्वाद आया?
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
रानी, इस घर में कुछ है जो टूटता नहीं।
ये पिलर कभी नहीं टूटेगा। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी से बना।
रुंगटा नहीं तो घर स्ट्रॉन्ग नहीं। रुंगटा स्टील टीएमटी बार एकदम सॉलिड।
आर प्योर शाही पनीर मसाला, डिलीशियस, हेल्दी एवरीडे।
AU करंट अकाउंट के साथ मिलता है फ्री UPI QR ओवरड्राफ्ट फैसिलिटी और एक ही ऐप से बैंक के सारे काम। AU
सोच बदलो और बैंक भी।
चमकी चाट से क्या बना है?
आलू चाट या फ्रूट चाट,
स्वाद बढ़ाए चमकी चाट।
क्या बात है? स्वादिष्ट पकोड़े और बरसान, अरे चंकी चाट है इसकी जान।
असली स्वाद सिर्फ चंकी चाट।
Iran's economy is staring at a fresh shock. The Iranian rial has crashed to a new record low, hitting 2.02 million rial to $1 in market trading. And the timing is significant. Washington is preparing to unveil another round of sanctions, promising to tighten the economic screws on Tehran even further. Donald Trump has already declared on social media, Iran is completely collapsing. But here is the big question, is Iran really collapsing, or is Tehran using the Strait of Hormuz to run its economic weakness into global pressure point? For ordinary Iranians, the currency...
A party that backed triple talaq. After backing triple talaq, nikah halala and hijab. Rahul Gandhi's mission to target Hindus, debating tonight at 9 p.m. Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Burjo Paints, Rang Bana Rahe. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies since 1820. Century HTF Premium Plus, Hare Bhote ka asli boss. Pro-Pakistan Mamdani targets RSS chief. Mamdani opposes Bhagwat at Madison. Indians in New York fight back Mamdani. Debating tonight at 8 p.m. Presenting by Zoho Business Software, trusted by 15 crore users. Burjo Paints, Rang Bana Rahe. Powered by Century HTF Premium Plus, Hare Bhote ka asli boss. Co-powered by SBI General Insurance, चुनिए भरोसा अपनों सा। A party that backed triple talaq. After backing triple talaq, nikah halala and hijab. Rahul Gandhi's mission to target Hindus, debating tonight at 9 p.m. Presented by Amity University, ranked amongst the top 3% universities globally. Burjo Paints, Rang Bana Rahe. Powered by RP Sanjeev Goenka Group, growing legacies since 1820. Century HTF Premium Plus, Hare Bhote ka asli boss.
From Asia's largest news headquarters, setting the agenda for Bharat. You're watching Republic.
Thank you for joining us on Republic TV this evening, 7 p.m. Ladies and gentlemen, as we try to make sense of what happened in Nepal. The pictures that have been coming into our newsroom since this afternoon are leaving all of us stunned, asking the experts what went wrong. But we have on the show this evening, I have with me in the studio, first of all, my colleagues Aditi and Abhishek Kapoor joining us live. And as we take you through the pictures and the details of what went wrong in Nepal, we have the defining images that came in, about 20 of them. Aditi, 20 videos and a few experts and the reporters from the ground.
The trauma that face, the pain and the misery that Nepali people are facing right now, the distress has been caught on camera. There are disturbing visuals coming in from Nepal just when in the morning that flash flood wreaked havoc in Nepal. We have more lined up. We also have Abhishek Kapoor with us, Niranjan. We'll tell you what happened exactly in Nepal. But first up, let's take a look at the headlines. Flash floods sweeps across Nepal. Very, very disturbing images coming in. Hydropower projects, markets swept away in these sudden flash floods. Prime Minister Narendra Modi speaks to Nepalese counterpart Balen Shah amid Nepal floods. PM Modi assures humanitarian assistance and support to the neighboring nation. "133 Indians reportedly missing after the deadly flash floods hit Nepal. Rescue operations underway to locate survivors." As flash floods sweep through Nepal, Indian border states Uttar Pradesh and Bihar are put on high alert. Home Minister Amit Shah assures all assistance for potential risks. Nearly 400 Kailash-bound pilgrims, mostly Indians, out of contact after floods hit Nepal. Indian jets on standby to extend aid to Nepal. C-17 and C-130J ready to take off for relief and rescue operations.